shortened trading day tomorrow. The market closes at 1. We're going to be up bright and early, 8 a.m. like we always are. And then the big boys, you and I are going to be on for an hour. Then the big boys will take it over and they'll shut down. They'll shut it down into 1 o'clock. So we'll see everybody tomorrow. And thank you for being on.
Great show. Take it easy, guys. See you tomorrow.
Welcome back, everybody. I was actually, well, the conversation just now, of course, was just on AI. So as we're flipping over, you can already get served at some restaurants with robots. You know, it's like, is it inevitable? Yeah, I tend to think it's inevitable. But also, thank you, Sharif, for reminding everybody. Tomorrow, of course, is a half day. So welcome back. Do you usually get great volume on the 23rd, like the day before Christmas Eve? Maybe not, but you know, still there might be some opportunities. The smaller caps moving, maybe some range-bound trading for sure. I think there'll be some chances, definitely. But tomorrow being a half day, we'll be done. The market will be closing at 1 o'clock. So you know, if you tune in 24 hours from now, with any luck, and I don't mean luck, we've already said this, we will have just imbibed some eggnog with some other stuff at this time tomorrow, and we'll be out of here because the market will be closed tomorrow at 1. It's a regular day today. That being said, it was not a regular day for NVIDIA. It was a special day for NVIDIA, at least relative to the market, because NVIDIA is up 3% at the high of the day. The Nasdaq is at the high of the day as well, but it's up 0.3%. So NVIDIA outpacing the market, outpacing basically all of the chip names. I mean, there hasn't been a ton of strength out there in chip land. Like you look at like Micron's back under VWAP in red. Oh, and if you're tuning in, you know, I'll let you know there's a few symbols in here that I didn't have up in the morning, so you might be missing some data. But Micron down, Intel's down, AMD I don't believe has gotten back to green yet. It's down 0.1%. SMCI is down. It's NVIDIA's party today, realistically. And they're not crying over there, but certainly, you know, I think we could see some range-bound trade this afternoon. It's not that it's 100% guaranteed. Like maybe we'll break out. Who knows? We've had the same effective high in the Nasdaq for the last, what, like 2 hours now? Check that, just over 2 hours. You've basically held the same high on the Nasdaq. If that breaks out, we'll see how rapidly it can go. I'm in 3 positions. One of them is the third time in IBIT, BMNR for the second time, and then the first one was just a trend break here on SMCI. That's a new one. But IBIT, that was at 88,000 level, which broke trend once, and then is broken trend a second time, so grabbed it there, and then BMNR under VWAP I've also got. But yeah, crazy move. Realistically, it's all been about the NVIDIA long. Like elsewhere, the market hasn't really done much for breaking out.
I mean, yeah, Nasdaq right where it is, basically where we left you guys. I mean, if you come in, yeah, it's like this is, you know, 10, 11 o'clock. I mean, if anything, it is drifting a little bit higher. We were able to, and welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us here. Great job. Thanks, Obi, for filling in for Joe over there. Obi, always the best, man. But look at this. Like, we finally got a little revenge. We posted that up there, and it was just waiting. Like, we took a small position. We just put some offers out, took a small position there. Then, you know, once we got up there, we really put on, as Jeezy would say. But yeah, down into the downside right there, and really took advantage of it all the way down into VWAP and some good holds, and we're almost no shares left in AMD. But that, you know, the short finally paid. We were in it early, and we were like, oh no, what have we done? And then right when we left you guys, we were starting to build a short. It worked, and then it didn't, so that was like a flat trade. Then we averaged it up and all the way back down there, so that turned out to be pretty good. And then we got this big one on. I just put on like 5% or 10% more right here, as we only had 10% left. So good outs, man, all the way down. Same type of thing. It was almost the same type of time where Bitcoin, it was near the highs again, and it was a level that we liked. So we shorted Bitcoin there at 50 bucks, and yeah, just put on a little bit more there. So that was a good play to the downside. So we'll wait to see now, you know, what happens here in the afternoon. But you know, as what Neil said there, you're 2 hours away. It'll probably be pretty slow. We had, like yesterday, crazy times on Tesla. Like yesterday, the only thing that had a big break there at the end of the day was Tesla. I actually it's about 25 cents or so away, because I was waiting at 86.50. Went to went to 86.20s right here. I was going to go short on Tesla, just completely flip up what we had written down, you know, because it just, I loved the long area down here at 485 and change. But if we can learn anything as traders, it's that, like, you know, your opinion can change when you see the price action. And, you know, Tesla really could not catch a bid pretty much all day. So unfortunately for me and for many traders that own Tesla, today's not going to be a day that you're going to be celebrating. But only down 1% is not anything to worry about. But yeah, I flipped up the bias there on TSLA. We didn't get any short, but I just canceled my orders. They were sitting there at 286.50 or 286.50, yeah. And that was because that was the 200 period, and I was going to try to hold it to VWAP, which would have been like about 50 to 60 cents worth. And then this happened. So don't have it, but just letting you guys know that this was something else that I was thinking about there for the afternoon, was just to see about getting a short in Tesla. But other than that, that would be a good one, probably long. I don't know. That might be the best name long that you have up. I don't know.
Is it?
Novo, I mean, because Novo is up 6%, but it's down.
Moving.
But it's down on the day. Like, it hasn't.
Like, Novo moved down off the open. I was saying silver and gold and silver.
Yeah.
I should say gold first and silver. For more than one reason. Like, gold is a bigger market, and also alphabetically. So gold and silver are both very strong. Silver, another 52-week, or sorry, check that, all-time high for silver. Got to get used to saying that because the metals have been strong. It was a question, why not trade gold? I usually, like, recently, I think SLV has been the trade. I didn't trade it today. So, like, yeah, I think that was obviously a bit of a mistake. I think. Just, you know, yesterday was a frustrating downtrend for silver. It didn't break until like 2:30. I was kind of looking for like that same level of patience, thinking it would maybe, like, effectively, I kind of thought it would get a little bit more range bound. And then when it broke off VWAP, it just kind of exploded. And sometimes that's part of the course. It's going to happen to you there. But no, silver, super strong. You can't ignore what's going on with the metals. Here's the daily chart. Like, it's a pretty gorgeous looking daily chart here for SLV. You can look at the miners as well. And it's not as if it's only, you know, it's not only gold and silver. Like, copper's been making some power moves as well. And you really got to think about this for a second while we watch all this strength in, you know, things like gold and silver, and then you go over and look at Bitcoin, which is still, you know, failing to break out. I mean, what good is support if you don't bounce off of it? That's the thing. Like, if you go down to support and then reject, and then that support turns into resistance, you know, that stays bearish. So, you know, Bitcoin certainly. No, I don't want notifications trading view. Yeah, so Bitcoin's certainly looking, it's not just disconnected from the market, but now it's also getting, you know, further exemplified when it's getting trounced by gold and silver. And obviously, silver's got some uses in there as well. And there was a nice debate we had the other day because some people were like, yeah, but gold's got uses too. I'm like, well, not really.
Yeah.
Not the way that some of the other metals do, but I get it. It's still a little bit of something. Yeah, so metals are certainly something that you should be paying attention to for sure. But when we get the rundown ready, Shree's working on it right now, we'll be able to get to it. But what's crazy about it is on the visualizer, like, I already know some of the names that are going to be in there. And what's weird to me, and rightfully Obi pointed this one out, is none of the quantum names made the stock visualizer today.
Oh.
Yesterday, well, I mean, when I'm looking up at it, like, maybe if I go full screen, maybe I wasn't full screen. No, I don't see a single quantum name on there. Yesterday at this time, we're like, man, the quantum names really moved and we didn't pay attention to it. What's up, Sharif, as he's waving his arms. Today, Rigetti was a great short. They were absolutely fantastic for a retracement. Just kind of one of those, like, frustrating little things where they moved so much to the upside. All they did today was fail a break at the open and then just lower highs all the way through. So I'd say a little bit frustrating. We even said in the afternoon, hey, man, the quantum names moved a lot. Make sure we pay attention to them. Oops. Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake. All right, BMNR is coming back in here a little bit. The market's not doing too much. IBIT round 3, that's starting to come in. I'm getting out at VWAP on IBIT. I feel like it's still kind of making some higher lows, but that's working its way back into the volume-weighted average price. But it was weird not to have thought about Rigetti today and the quantum names. It was even a headline out of China. They allegedly had some breakthrough. Let's go talk about the names that you guys are interested in. which apparently wasn't quantum.
Do we have that China thing over there? I don't know. There's one button that we don't have. I have the thank you Adara, but I don't have
let's get that button.
I don't have that China because I know it's a favorite of
right now.
I know it's a favorite of my guy back there. All right. Without any further ado, you might have seen them all midday. Not done yet. Sharif, you got more work to do, my guy. So right here, let's get this over with so he can get out of here and go have some fried chicken. It is Sharif. It is the rundown.
It's delicious.
It was really good.
It was really good.
And it wasn't that greasy.
No, it was not.
So this is the thing that I have to tell Sharif, man. Dude, fried chicken is fried. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just kind of like,
Get that.
he's like, have you ever peeled off the fried stuff? It's like fried chicken.
Why would you peel
like if I wanted just breaded straight?
That's the question.
But why would you
ask it?
Blasphemy.
Wow.
If you want to eat healthy food, no questions asked. But fried chicken is delicious.
There is some.
I don't care.
Yeah, you can have a cheat day every once in a while. You can have like half a piece of fried chicken. I think we should have Sharif have a piece of fried chicken in front of everybody. That'd be the best. Okay.
I have no problem with that.
Let's go over.
It would only eat the skin. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but.
Yeah, like actually it was pretty. It was pretty good today. You know, the pieces there. I think it was all pretty much all dark meat. Like it was really, I don't know, it was really good. So I say shout out. You called that last week that it was good.
I didn't like the potato wedges.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Right.
They were a little cold and they had here.
Yeah. Eat the breading, throw away the chicken. Yes.
Don't do that.
Not a great idea.
You need your protein.
Not a great idea to do that. Of course. All right. Now, without any further ado.
Oh, hello. I'm supposed to have a bumper, Ram, but it's all good. Right, there we go. Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, everyone. The show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys, they're in a good mood. They're locked and they're loaded and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get your tickers on the Afternoon Rundown, you got to vote. And the only way to vote is you got to get into the chat and you got to throw in that $ before the ticker of your choice. Make sure to vote every day. It really helps us organize what you guys want to talk about. And before we do that, we're going to look at all four major averages, Ram, and they are mostly in the green here, being led by the NQ, which is up 0.37. Actually, I misspoke. The ES leading the way here, up 0.42. Still trading below 7,069.59. The Dow up 0.1%, a little bit off the highs, and the Russell 2000, after having a big day yesterday, you can see there on the chart, a big move up into 25.90, down again today, though, about 0.5%. Let's talk, though, about the ticker decided by you guys, the number one ticker, I should say, Tesla, TSLA down 1% today after, getting very close yesterday, especially in the early trading session to $500, hitting 498.80. So a little bit off that 500. Today, they got multiple different endless comments. The one that I want to focus on here is by Canaccord Genuity, maintaining the buy rating and boosting the price target to $551, up from 482, boys.
Before we get
market's going higher here.
Relax, guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he's not Canadian. Oh, wait a minute.
Relax, guy. Come on, guy. You don't watch South Park this
not
season?
Not anymore.
The season is hilarious. That's what it's from.
I was just catching up on the Chappelle show special, so I watched like half of that during lunchtime while we were trading. But just quickly, the Nasdaq broke the high. Amazon high of the day. Google high of the day. NVIDIA high of the day. Pretty sure those are the three Mag 7 names which are responsible for the Nasdaq getting to the top. I can promise you the markets are not at highs because of Tesla. That is certainly not true. And Tesla, another possible rejection of the 500 level. We're running out of time, Tesla. You can get to the 500, but you can't break the 500. Almost like it gets to that wall and, George's dad just sitting there like, you want a piece of me? And the market doesn't want a piece of the 500.
No.
One of the more underrated moments in Seinfeld was that.
Yeah, which one are you talking about? Why?
The one he goes to Elaine? You want a piece of me?
Yeah.
You got it. No, I don't even remember what happened in the episode to even cause that. But it's just, I can remember the scene. I actually can't. Is that what it was? I can't remember the episode. I just remember the moment.
Oh, George was shopping. Oh, is that a funny one also is the book that he takes into the bathroom with him, and then he can't return that as well. Why are we doing that beak wetter thing, first of all, Ramin? What? All right, Ramin's talking. Sorry, Sharif. Okay. Oh, Ramin just she's saying she's feeling she's making some kind of waves over there. No, production is not allowed to make mistakes, Ramin.
Oh.
You know, all of our trades are perfect. You know, no one makes mistakes around here. Obi's been told not to say "oh boy" anymore, and I think he's doing a great job on that as well. So
just for old time's sakes, he should.
Yeah, he should. He should definitely say it. He can say it as many times as he wants. It doesn't matter to me. But we did have IBIT going to the downside. Did Sharif bring us any stock there?
Or was Tesla? To talk Tesla. But
okay.
What's to say except for the fact that literally the polar opposite of the market. There are sellers going into 500. We can call them profit takers. Maybe there's some opportunistic shorts, whatever it might be. But when you're this toppy. Like we've gone right to the top, literally the top, to end the year, and it looks like there's going to be some profit takes. Well, you might think, why would someone want to sell and then pay taxes and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really matter. You got resistance up here, and until it breaks, it probably just should be a short. Like you reject that high, anything above 490, like 490 to 495 has been like a spot to look for, but I wasn't really thinking short on Tesla. If anything, I was kind of like, hey, well, let's wait till 475 to be long. We might get that chance tomorrow. Although I don't know how much I feel about clear support and resistance tomorrow if it's seriously tested. Like it's one thing if it's holding above the level, like decently above it. But if you're really testing a support level, I don't know how much I want that support to be true on a half day or just jump in front of it. But I do think that's what you're waiting for here in Tesla. Don't think you get there this afternoon. Outside chance you see it tomorrow. I wait for 475 to look for some longs. And I don't remember this whole "oh, we can't say oh boy." I guess I wasn't here when it was like an actual thing. It was just like people joking around.
No, he was saying it every third word. So yeah, we had to get rid of that one there. We were being demonetized as too much "oh boys." Sure. But no, yeah, we should make a. Like people say, we should make a shirt like "Make oh boy great again" or something like that. Maybe I'm gonna tweet at Donald, see if we can get that going here. But yeah, no, we're just playing around. Of course, he can say whatever he wants. Long 485 to 487. So we were like all morning like lamenting the fact that we didn't take that trade, you know, and it was good basically twice. That's it. Like it came right back in. That's 485. That's 485. It was amazing both times. Both times it gave you about $5 or $6, right? But then like we went out, did a little bit of walking around, got a couple gifts, and then basically like sat back down and was like, okay, let's now start to look what we want to do. We shorted AMD, we shorted IBIT. We just reshorted IBIT and got some more out there, by the way. We'll talk about that maybe if that comes up. But yeah, just noticing that Tesla has not treated you know, the longs very well today, and I think we should stick with that premise of being short. So I had said the story there that we were 25 cents away from getting this fill because I was waiting here at the 200 because there's the 200, there's the 200. So I was waiting here twice, missed it both times. Should have came down and just given it up. But the thing is that in low amount of volume today, I wanted to try to be as specific as I could because, you know, I'm just up. Basically what I was up in I'm up more now because of the AMD, but just hovering around like the daily kind of gold type thing. And I didn't want to throw it all away by being silly with the pricing. So anyways, I'm short on Tesla if we can get the 200 period moving average, which is like 485. So if it comes back up there, let's reassess what the futures are doing because just to Neil's point, I think you made it before and you talked about the Mag 7. It's just like everything else is heading higher here and Tesla's going lower. So either it's going to have to change its sort of plan here, Tesla, or it might start picking back up again. And then, you know, we're the ones screwed because it's like, okay, it finally caught a bid. So let's just be patient with it. We've got 2 hours left. We'll put some trades on. No worries about that. I'm thinking short Tesla will be the first one. Oh,
before we go back, Omari just asked, U.S. markets are open on Friday. So it's a Boxing Day is a holiday in Canada and the UK, I believe.
Release the oh boys.
So like 100%.
Yeah.
Markets will be open. I won't be here. It's my birthday. But so I'm not going to be here on Friday. But TraderTV Live,
awesome.
Open.
Neil celebrating his 40th birthday.
Yeah, you know. I wish. I'll be up north.
Am I hearing something in my ear?
What was that?
Is that Ramin doing that? Of course. Oh my God.
I didn't make it out though.
Where's Andre at? All right. What's up, Sharif? Back to Sharif.
All right, I just want to let you guys know, silver surpasses Apple as the world's third largest asset in the world by market cap. I see Apple on Neil's screen, and I see that coming in here separately. NVIDIA is the next topic, of course. Several headlines on this. President Trump's administration delaying tariffs on Chinese semiconductor. The article reads that the Trump administration has concluded their semiconductor trade investigation, citing harm from China's industry dominance, but they opted, guys, to delay new tariffs, setting an initial 0% rate on Chinese exports for at least 18 months. This is being here reported by the New York Times. Separately, Bloomberg reported that NVIDIA's biggest chip buyer in Southeast Asia, called Megaspeed, they're under investigation for smuggling. We already knew that this was likely happening. Megaspeed under investigation here for smuggling NVIDIA's most advanced chips. Another little tidbit coming in from Raymond James today, talking about a new potential tailwind for NVIDIA if they actually see their H200 exported to China. They're saying $7 to $12.5 billion in revenue upside if that translates into sales, guys. So NVIDIA up nicely here, 2 2/3.
Okay, so first things first, if you're going to smuggle or have a company which is like breaking law, you might want to name it something a little bit less nondescript. Megaspeed. Like Megaspeed just sounds fake. Like just sounds like Megaspeed.
Well, I mean, they're really fast, those guys.
Like, I don't even.
They're like mega fast. I don't know what else I would do in that name.
I'm not saying I have, like, I get off the top of my head, I come up with a better name, but
People were saying there's like literally videos of like thousands of Blackwells just sitting around in like containers right now. Send them over here. I'll get rid of them for you.
margin on that. I mean, let's be real. Is when
Boxing Day sale, you know.
When there's money to be.
Yeah, I'll give you one for your birthday, man.
I'll take. You she.
40 Blackwells coming to you, man.
Yeah, okay.
40 GPUs.
We could move.
Those things are expensive, I think, aren't they? How much are?
Find a way.
50,000 each one.
We know what.
Okay, Neil, my bad.
No, we know a dude. We know a dude. We know a dude. We could probably.
Yeah. I can move him, but
you know, he's. I don't. He watches sometimes too. You know who you are. You also you might have helped me in grade 9 French. So I want to shout out to that. So maybe I'll give you one for free, but then we'll move the rest.
You know who I am? Who's going nuts over there? That's Fabian. Okay, I like Fabian. Fabian's got it good over there.
What's on this Fabian? At some point, I want to know what's on your other screen over
there. It's like a cyber truck. Yeah, it's like
okay.
Getting some animations.
Okay, back to NVIDIA.
Yeah,
that's what I was curious about.
That's something that Sharif and Joe were driving the other day, wasn't it? Oh, Westworld. It's from the Westworld.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Westworld's a really underrated show. The movie was kind of trash, but the movies they made weren't very good. But it was a really quality show. Huge, great fan.
There they are.
That's the car we all want.
Who did it?
I want the one. Remember when it was moving? You had the animation where they were driving around and they were scoping some ladies out. I guess we don't have that. No.
They're scoping ladies out in that car?
Didn't you see, there was an animation where actually the same thing, but it was moving around, and they go back and forth.
Yeah, it exists. I gotta find it.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. NVIDIA is an absolute beast. Someone was just asking, can NVIDIA get to all-time highs by the end of the year?
End of the year?
Its strength, the strength that it has in it right now, relative to the market, relative to its peers, it's possible. I certainly think it's possible. Would I bet on it? Absolutely not. It's the 23rd, even with a Santa Claus rally. I think you're always low probability to get big moves. That's just how it is. So I would think in terms of like, set your sights at like a lower high in here, like this 95 level. I don't know if my 15 is going to go up far enough. Yeah, it's not going to. But anyways, just go back to the daily. This lower high at 195. I think if we take out 190, if we can get through that before Christmas, and look for that 195, maybe high 90s as a plan. Not necessarily the 210s. I don't know if you got enough time. And really, the thing about today with the chips is just like, well, if you liked any fade in the chips, as long as you didn't do it in NVIDIA, you can be okay. If you tried to short NVIDIA, I mean, it worked. It would have worked here. There's spots that it would have worked. Like you could short NVIDIA. You couldn't be short NVIDIA. If that makes any sense. Like you could just take it in certain spots. But if you weren't really picking your spots perfectly, you were getting run over. I liked AMD and Intel. Trade AMD 3 times. Once to VWAP, once with a loss, and then the other one off that 215 on the way back through. I'm in SMCI now because it's down 1%. It's one of the few things underneath the prior day low. So this rejected the prior day low. So if the market breaks higher, okay, fine. Like you lower high resistance and still a weak stock. If the market reverses from here, I think this one can get down to that low of the day. Like every chip name, more or less, except for NVIDIA, today got hit. And that's saying something, that it could be this strong without anybody in the group looking this way. Yeah, I think that's, people, if they're going to correct the AI movement, they're probably just going to go back to that name, right? I mean, AMD's flat on the day, but this is, Neil was talking about fading any other name and might have worked, and it did a little bit on AMD. I mean, it's not, AMD early, I thought was a better short. Like I thought into this area, 215, into like yesterday's close there when we started down here, I thought this was gonna be a much better trade, and it just turned out to be, we got a little bit out there and it was good, man. We were ringing like 60 cents or even more than that actually off of that initial play. And then it broke higher and we were like, oh, well, we were down a cup of coffee, it was fine. Messed with it again, basically at those exact same levels again, and then it broke higher. And then just tried to be patient and say like, we'll wait for that top. And with the market drifting there, we were, I guess, lucky enough to really get that fill there. And then it came right back down. There they are. Now that just looks like me driving. That doesn't look like Sharif anymore all of a sudden. His face just morphs. Right there. Yeah, that looks like nothing like the one. They're sitting there.
Modern to a vintage. What the hell is happening there?
The transformer.
must be ChatGPT, I guess. There it goes. Oh. That's pretty fun. That's cool. But anyways, yeah, that was that. I like, so in this space, I like NVIDIA, and then you guys know my affinity for Marvell. So really been trying to talk up the book here on Marvell, a big position, not a big position, but a position of mine in both the long-term and in the TFSA, the tax-free savings account. So yeah, definitely liking some Marvell action right here. We'll see where that can go at some point here today. But yeah, that's what that is. So all right, let's go back over. I just want to show you guys something that just before we, did this rundown, I said that I was adding to my IBIT short, and we did that. Remember I said I was just putting on another 10%, so we had 20%. So nice move down there for IBIT, now cracking just a little bit lower. Wanted to bring that to y'all's attention. All right, y'all, let's go back over to Sharif and figure out what up.
All right, guys, let's talk about HIHO, HIHO up about 67%, 66 here percent, well off the highs of 221, trading at about 138 right now. Here's the headline. They announced that they've signed a letter of intent to acquire 51% of German-based Regent Feinbau Adderman, primarily for cash and a smaller amount of the company's unregistered shares. The proposed acquisition, which targets a close by the end of March of next year, it does remain subject to completion of due diligence, negotiation, and the execution, of course, of a definitive agreement, trading below the volume-weighted average price, but still up 65% on the day.
Yeah, sometimes these ones just don't, they don't work out if you sit there and trying to hold for the absolute home run. But if you're there early, like when we first mentioned HIHO, you would have been fine if you just sort of took your profits on that push, because when the back end comes in, it can be nasty. Complete, I guess, Christmas tree retracement for those that use that term. There's not much to see here, except for the fact that where it was at right at 930 is a double bottom. So there's like an outside chance you could see some kind of a bounce, but look at the volume taper off. I don't know if that's going to be the one. Maybe it'll pick up and you can play off of that low, but not without the volume coming in here. Like a small capper under VWAP on the back end of the trade like this is probably not where I'd want to be this afternoon, but it does speak volumes in terms of, well, that breakout was early. You hit those and you hit them and quit them when they're strong in the morning on HIHO. So it was good. And I think probably I would assume people should have made money on this one if they were long early. You just don't want to bag hold it when it breaks that trend. That's been the case for almost all of these small cappers. Or not even just small cappers. I mean, DJT falls in that category. Look how bad the back end's been for that stock. Or Beyond Meat or any of those. Fun for a short period of time. So have your fun and then make a bit of money and then be able to back away.
You do not want to back away when the seconds count because you do not have time to treat your symptoms. NYSE-listed Oragenics, symbol OGen, is rewriting the rules of neurological care. They're looking to develop the first FDA-approved treatment for concussions. You have to book a meeting if you have any concern about a concussion. Find out what OGen is all about. Make sure you do click on, when you see it on the screen, click on your QR code, and there is a link in our description. Book a meeting with their team today to find out more about what OGen is all about. Symbol OGEN on your NYSE exchange. You are more than welcome, Ramin. Literally anything you want. All right, so IBIT, we were talking about HI. The other one I want to look at today, there was men's that had halted. We have this halt scanner here, at Real Trading. So what we're able to do is, find out which names are halting and right now move. So I just wanted to go over some of the names that had, been halted and now opened up. This doesn't look like it wants to do anything right now. Where was the other one? Oh, AFJK, that's what it was, AFJK. We looked at this earlier with, we looked at this earlier with Adara, and it was, nothing but upside early. And it seems like it still wants to participate in an upside move. I mean, it's been pretty choppy throughout. The last time this thing halted, according to our scanner, was 11:51. So it's been a minute since it's done anything right into here, the last time it halted. So yeah, not that much volume. Look at the spread on this name as well, $51 to $54. Like this dude just closed it with less than 100 shares there, to make that another $2. So this is not going to be tradable. The volume's just not there either. So I don't know what was going on with this one, but there's AFJK, just another one of those names that's kind of going absolutely insane. And I do want to show you one more thing, because I saw it today when I was using the Mr. Jeff Mendel. What's up, Jeff? I hope you're doing well. Obviously not working on a day like today, I would assume, but maybe he is. I just looked sort of through the trades. Look at this, IRBTQ. So let's go find out everybody's favorite stock here. iRobot was a $5.50 stock not too long ago. Welcome to 16-cent land right now. So here's IRBTQ. Now, see you later. This name, of course, when we got the robotics news, it was all the rage, man. This thing got up to $5. We were talking about like, hey, if someone wanted to buy this stock out at $61, Amazon, I guess they're glad they didn't do that right now. It's now 16 cents. So here is IRBTQ. I wonder if eSignal will bring it over from, yes.
They do?
This is how good eSignal is. So the symbol switches over into the pink sheets, and these guys still adjust it. So, this is what we're talking about, $12.50, $11.50. Like just last year, this stock, not even last year, the stock was $5, $15, sorry. Then up to the $5 mark where we had that whole, I remember showing you guys this. On this day, it was $2 when it first started going. And we were like, oh yeah, iRobot, we should and then bang, all the way up to $5.50. And then in 3 days, after that move, it declared bankruptcy, got into the dollar range, and then got delisted. So you can't file a Chapter 11 and stay on the Nasdaq. So you're over there immediately. We had Jeff on that day on the show. We even talked about that with him, and he had mentioned that, yeah, that's, its eventual landing place will be here as well as Moon.
Before we go back, there's the other thing to keep in mind. You trade penny stocks, you look at penny stock, all the different exchanges have their own rules.
Right.
So it's not like the bankruptcy thing for sure is a big one, but that whole, we always talk about if you get under $1, you gotta get back over an X amount of time, and then you have to have X amount number of closes. That actually doesn't apply to NYSE American stocks. Like if it's .am, if it's on NYSE Arca, like then that rule actually doesn't apply. So penny stocks that are .am are a little bit different. They're not subject to the same delisting rules as you would find over on the Nasdaq. But let's find out what the next symbol is on the list. I'm genuinely not sure, because I don't think it's the one I'm looking at, Sharif.
Sable Offshore Corp, Neil, SOC, the ticker up 34%. I was trading this one during the midday show. It's looking a lot better than HIHO. Certainly, they're trading a lot closer to the highs, 1019 high a day, 1028. The shares are up today after the company said the U.S. Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration approved a restart for their Los Flores pipeline system, guys. That is good enough to put them up 34% on the day, 1028 high.
Hey, this is actually going.
Yeah, SOC there. SoCal.
SoCal.
I went to SoCal. Who's in SoCal right now? I know Sharif's a big fan down.
You family down there.
Your sister, yeah, exactly. So
I have an uncle down there.
Find Sharif on the beach in SoCal, where they serve the greatest fried chicken, apparently. Maybe not.
You know what the real problem is? Actually,
Why am I looking at IRBTQ?
I don't know why you have our. Oh, we were just talking.
I
about
know
that.
why.
No, so look for this. So
What up, drop system?
Look, the 35% it's up is nice. Unlike some other penny or small cap stocks that we might look at, this doesn't look terrible or like some kind of a potential follow through. Just because you made a hard bottom, like the consolidation over the 50 period, like that kind of a thing, looks pretty good. Throw that on top of the fact it's looking like it wants to at least try to close at the highs, showing strength. Unlike the other names that we brought you, like the HIHO or and some of the few other small cappers that have given it up, this hasn't. This is still trending higher. It was a dip buy pretty much at the open, and then it got gobbled right back up. And it's also breaking out. Like, look at this 15-minute. It dipped right into prior support without breaking it, and then broke out. So this is a pretty constructive move. Might be worth watching. Like, if you were in it, like, it wouldn't be crazy if you bought this morning, you bought that dip, and you took some quick profit for 10s, that you wouldn't be holding on to a piece for the dream of getting 14s or 18s, something along those lines. Yeah, good-looking momentum stock. I mean, I'm not touching it because I'd probably want to like fade any kind of a trend break, but I'm not going to pay for locates on something like this. It's just not the kind of market that I'd want to try to fade some kind of parabolic runner, that's for sure.
I lost my other pool, so I got 200.2. The guy I'm facing got 200.4. The same system. And I had, Henry fumbled it twice, and I had Allen. So I was like, Allen
Josh Allen
he normally gets 8 points per drive or whatever it is. And he had that the whole game. That's why when I asked you, I was like, did he get hurt or something? But whatever, there's a lot of concussions.
The run game also was so dominant. Like, what are you going to do? Like, they were running at will, so you just turn. If you can have your quarterback just turn around and hand off.
Run himself, man. I need 2 yards. I'm hoping for, so I just.
Stack correction.
Yeah, I've been saying all week, I was like, where's the stat correction at? And then the guy that I beat is like, he's just still nervous about stat correction. There was a stat correction that came that was from like week 6 or something. It just came last week.
Yeah, it happened.
Yeah, so, but nothing we could do about that.
In one of my leagues, there was someone actually lost like a day and a half later, thinking they'd won and they were advancing in the playoffs and some stat correction. It was like one of those where it was like a lateral pass, so the running back
what it is.
Gotten the PPR point, and then they ruled it a handoff a day
or like
later.
A fumble recovery type of thing. Like that's the kind of stuff that you look for. But I don't think. Anyway, it's just funny. Like that's fantasy football. But yeah, so just letting people know, like we're out of about 65% now of this IBIT. Like we didn't even have that many shares. It came into VWAP and then just bounced off there. So we have like 3 outs sort of in the last 10 minutes down there. Sorry, we're out of 65%. We have 35% left. So good outs on the way down, and was just sitting here. It was actually sitting here at 66, and it filled there. And VWAP being at 55 or 62, sorry now. Just getting out in front of it. That's what I'm going to do all of the time. All right, Sharif is still back there, so let's go one more name, I think, or two, and then we'll get out of here and we'll see Sharif tomorrow. All right, Sharif, give us another name.
I want to tell you about DK Metcalf, Sean. I was telling Neil during the midday, because of that little incident that we showed yesterday, he actually vitiates or he forgoes the guaranteed part. You know about this? The guaranteed part of his contract. $48 million could be on the line here, Sean. He still could get it if he plays every game, but that guaranteed component, that's all gone because of that.
So what would you do? Like for me, I mean, we can even ask. I would cut him. I would cut the guy, save the $48 million, and regroup. I mean, I like DK Metcalf.
He's been disappointing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he can't
take the out.
I mean,
Can you hear them? Okay, sorry.
Like maybe you could get Ayuk from San Fran. Still, I don't know where his.
Well, Ayuk is also he drove his car 130 miles per hour.
He wanted to be gone, and he wanted to go to Pittsburgh. I thought.
No, I just.
Oh. Okay.
I heard Obi talking about shisha and everything in the midday show. Did something happen when I wasn't around here or something there today? But
man, what did
I know we're just having fun.
You need the eggnog now, apparently, not 24 hours from now.
Yeah, he
not 24.
But yeah, he also got. I mean, the 2 games is so that he'll keep playing the playoffs. I was just talking about like sometimes. I mean, the NFL, all these owners are super rich. Like to cut him, I don't know how many years he has left, but $48 million sounds like decent amount to possibly save and then regroup on that because he's not even putting up huge numbers. But the guy's a monster. The guy's amazing.
They don't even know who the quarterback is next year. You might
be Aaron Rodgers.
For guaranteed?
I think so. I mean,
I don't think it's a lock that Rodgers will be back.
You think he's going to retire? You mean?
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
Like you have to forget it because if they're pivoting from the quarterback and the coach, which is always the talk,
Yeah, but not anymore, I don't think, because they made the
They're going to
playoffs. Yeah.
If they're running it back, I don't think you can do it because you need number one. But if you're not running it back, it's like cutting your losses and regrouping. Like you do that, people do that all the time. You do it in trading. You do it in
Yeah.
You do it in sports.
I mean, I would get rid of Aaron Rodgers, but I don't. That's we've already took him for his best years there. We'll see if he wins another Super Bowl.
At some point, you think if you're Pittsburgh, at some point you've got to rebuild to try to win and not just be good enough to be in the playoffs.
Well, they're also paying Aaron Rodgers next to nothing, I think, because he's still on that deal with whoever he was with last year.
If he's that cheap.
Yeah, I don't think he's very expensive, but maybe it may only be this year, not next. Okay, Sharif, were we talking about something? All right, let's go back
I
over.
thought we're done.
No, one more, guys. Novo Nordisk up 6 1/3 off the highs, of course, and we've been talking about this all day. Shares are trading higher after the first GLP-1 pill was approved for weight management. It boosts, obviously, the healthcare ETFs. It's going to be 25 milligrams of semaglutide. It showed an average of 16.6% average weight loss in trials. Novo shares are up on that big, guys, dropping down, though, almost into that $51 area off the highs.
Yeah, it's been trend down. This will be my red stock of the day because I wanted to go long on this trend on Novo, and then it broke the trend. It wasn't even violent when it broke the trend, but it's certainly been a short ever since. All of that said, okay, so trend down on positive news, but let's be real, that daily chart, it's holding on. So I'm just going to zoom in so you can see the prior highs holding. That prior resistance, you're above the 50-period moving average, so I think you can still consolidate above that top for some kind of a swing. There's always a difference between like momentum and a day trade and looking at what'll happen with regards to this news. So I still think you have a chance. Get a couple of days of consolidation, then look for a long off the 50 period into the 200 period over here on Novo Nordisk. What happened?
No, nothing. I was like waiting for Tesla. I just saw someone in the chat say, Sean, Tesla's at 485. It's exactly the spot that I said we'd be shorting. What? It's been there for 3 minutes, man, and bang. So, oh well, we'll slap a fail on that one, but we should have had that short, so my bad. There's the 200 period. I mean, I said this is exactly the trade. I was like, we might be in one trade this afternoon. It'll probably be Tesla short there, and then we were just talking about stupid DK Metcalf. But no, I should have had the thing is, when you're looking at this line, it's forever changing. Like, so when we talked about it a little while ago, you have to actually be on this. So thank you to everybody in the chat, and make sure that you guys please get into the chat. I mean, if there's anything, you got to be a subscriber. Hit the subscribe, get into the chat, and it allows us to sort of look at that. So I want to say thank you so much for that. Here was Honest Abe 90 right into here. Thank you so much for mentioning that. I did see you post that, which is why I got over here. So now we're into it anyways, or now it just went back up. Why did I not get short there? Oh, I'm literally at 485. So, okay, so just like, I don't know, all of a sudden there's volume coming into here. So this is like the one thing that you kind of, I'm not worried about it, but this is the one thing that you worry about. Like out of nowhere, we had this huge volume spike right there. Like, I don't understand why I just didn't get that short right there again. Oh, it went to 99? Okay, well, whatever. At this point, I might as well just wait there. So we'll wait for 485. And then I was thinking, like, if you look in here on the 5-minute chart, this trade right here, that's the blue, the 50, this is pink, the 50-period moving average. That's at 485.50. So I think I probably want to hold it into that area, maybe 486, something like that. But yeah, we'll wait to see if that goes. And if it goes through, that's...
Which one's VWAP?
This blue, so we're still ways away. Yeah, we're a ways away right there. But it's done well on this green. So if we break through it, then maybe we'll just stop out. Let's just give this one 50 cents, man. Let's go to 485.50. Just make it real simple. If it goes up, it goes up. If it doesn't, we'll go to 61s. All right, we'll just put that in there. We don't have a huge position here, but we do have shares. So let's wait to see what winds up happening with this IBIT downside, and AMD still trying to figure out what VWAP wants to do with that as well. So we'll sit in this. It's just a trade. Like, we were in this yesterday. Oh, good. Oh, good. Brian's here. Hey, Brian. Brian will be here very, very soon.
No secret.
Yeah, so we'll get Brian Shannon on in just a couple of minutes as Ramin. We talked about this, man. I don't know,
Well, that was like, it was an effective, like, tease everybody as to what is coming up, right? Like, that's one of those, that wasn't a mistake. That was completely intentional, for sure. So, well, you guys all just saw it is Tuesday, and despite the fact it's a holiday shortened week, we still
Yes.
have one of our favorite guests. We've got Mr. Brian Shannon on. That's maybe why I was asking about VWAP just there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Without
VWAP.
further ado, I can see he's got the ice cube on.
Oh, he's got the red and black, or no, the flannel.
It's the flannel.
black and white.
That's the flannel that Ice Cube had in
Friday.
Friday.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Friday.
I think it was. Yeah.
No. Yeah, it was Friday, right?
Yeah, he's riding on the
And
bike.
Chris Tucker's got the blue.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what we should do.
Yeah,
That's another Halloween costume
need to get some
We
Halloween
should dress it. I do the Chris Tucker with the blue, and then you can.
Yeah, for sure.
You already have that.
Tesla's going off right now.
Anyway, so
back
let's
up
bring
to the
Brian
upside.
Shannon in and not stop talking about flannel here for a second.
Our special guest of the day, Mr. Brian Shannon. There he is. How are you, my good friend?
I was just looking up Ice Cube flannel, and sure enough, yeah, that's
Right.
Neil called it.
Yeah, exactly. So we have, I have almost the exact same shirt as that. I wear it sometimes on here, and we say today is a good day. Normally we wear it on Friday because it's from that movie. But Brian, we missed you last week. How you been?
Good. I was in Costa Rica, so I had better things to do.
All right, get this guy off the air immediately.
why don't you
I mean,
just flex all over
this
it
is
right
too
there.
much over here now.
Thank you.
We hadn't had snow. Well, we had snow for a while here, and last night we got a little bit of a light dusting. Gone. It's like pretty warm around here right now. I'm happy.
So apparently we
Same
got
here. Yeah, I did. And I came back to 70 degrees in Denver, which is crazy.
Well, tough life. Look, it's first things first. It's a holiday shortened week, obviously. So, how have you been treating this? Have you been sort of hands off? I know sometimes for swing trading, it's like maybe it's not the right environment for it. But what have you been looking at this week, if anything? Do you have plans on the half day tomorrow? I know for us, it's like get your stuff done pretty early because you get one move and that's pretty much it. What are your thoughts for the holiday shortened week here, Brian?
Yeah, Neil, I kind of am with you there. I got into Gilead today and got lucky on that one, I think, just because it ran really quickly out of the gate and happened to get involved on that. Basically, I'm hoping that maybe we can see some of these theme plays start to play out, but that's not the case so far. 2 weeks ago, we had that discussion and said maybe some of, like the nano nukes would maybe start to pick up, but they have not done that. Some of the, the flying car, the EVTLs, but they're not doing it. So, rare earths aren't moving. You've got more participation really in just this grind higher for the ETFs, and but the individual stocks are just kind of quiet here. NVIDIA's having a nice day, obviously, but seems pretty quiet to me.
I tend to agree with you. It can be tricky when you have NVIDIA so strong, and then it's not even like the other chips are doing that great. I mean, Broadcom's okay and Marvell's okay, but to some of those high flyers, it's not like they aren't moving. Like if you looked at the quantum names yesterday, now obviously the caveat here is there was pretty much no follow through, but they were really strong in yesterday's trade. And then today, it was like the complete reversal. So maybe it's just a case of don't expect the follow through and just be a little bit quicker about trades. Would that be something that you would advocate going into the end of the year?
Well, I think definitely for the quantums. I mean, they're below declining 50-day moving averages, so I wouldn't expect the rallies to last. IONC rallied right into the declining 50 yesterday. Rigetti still well below it and has some more room, so I would be more excited about that one if it was to get a bounce. Now, hopefully it can hold this green anchor from last week low and then maybe get a push up towards that 50-day moving average. But right now, they're just not convincing so far.
I'm with you on that. And last one before I throw you to Sean. You cannot stop the rally in silver right now. From a technical standpoint, it is it's an epic breakout. It's one of the things going parabolic. Gold as well just made fresh highs. All the miners are now starting to go. There was literally a squeeze on Hycroft yesterday where it was like 40% because some of those are starting to explode as well. So have you had eyes on that? Is that something where you can maybe pivot to because we're getting some momentum in there? Or do you not pay too much attention to the metal space? Because that's really been flying.
I really don't. I mean, it's my discipline not to trade those simply because I haven't done well with them in the past. I'm an owner of some gold bullion, which I've had in a safe deposit box for about 3 years now. And if I didn't have it in a safe deposit box, I probably would have sold it 20 times by now. So I'm just a buy and hold in terms of that goes. But I just don't do well with them in terms of trading.
It's so true. I have some physical silver, and if I didn't have physical silver, like you said, in a safe deposit box, so like years ago, I think it was during COVID that I bought it. No, I certainly wouldn't have held on to it. I know myself because I'm not even a metals guy. Like, I'm not even one of those like hedge in the metals at all. But I'm going to throw you over. The funny thing, one of these days, you and Sean, when Sean was saying he had pretty much the same shirt.
We do. Well, I know there was.
You did wear it side by side?
I tweeted it out one day. Brian and I were wearing basically the same shirt. So
same shirt.
Yeah. I just have good style like Brian. I just copy him all the time. But Brian, again, thanks so much for coming on. Are you ready for Christmas or?
Yeah, it's my enthusiasm for Christmas. You've got kids, so it's a little different. And my grandkids are in Tennessee, so. The older you get, it becomes less important, to me at least, I guess. Unless the kids are around, then it's a little bit different. But, you send gifts out, and it's different that way.
First of all, congratulations on the
Just another day off.
Congratulations on the grandkids, man.
No way you look like a
Ain't no way you look like a grandfather. Come on. Okay, Brian, I don't know what's in the water down there, but looking great there, Brian. Okay, so got some questions from the audience. So you ready to go here? I'm going to give you some names. Last time you were on, I asked you about Robinhood, and we sort of talked about, it was a name that a lot of us liked, especially a lot of our viewers, right? There's a lot of them have the Robinhood app. They trade crypto on it. They now have the predictive markets there, looking to get into stocks, the tokenization of that as well. So there's a few interesting things happening with Robinhood. That's kind of the macro backdrop. But, the daily chart here on Robinhood is looking to me like pretty choppy in this area. And I think last time we were on, when we were up here, I sort of thought we were getting a little frothy and mentioned that maybe $100 would be a good little pullback area. Now the 200 period moving average on the daily is right in around $95. It's not to make a prediction of where this stock is going, but does that look like some decent support? Because there's a lot of traders looking to maybe think about either adding to a position on Robinhood or maybe getting in for the first time. I always think the 200 period is a good spot to start your trade. You think anything here on Robinhood and what it looks like?
Yeah, that 200-day moving average down near about 95 is also the location of this green anchor off of the April low, and that's been an important level. And it's still possible it can do that. What I just drew in here while you were talking, Sean, was, we've got this trend line off the top, and we have lower highs and lower lows. Now, if this can become a higher low here, that's why I drew that question mark in, then this could look like an inverted head and shoulders pattern. And if that's the case, well, you take the height of that, we'll just call it 140 down to, just to make it round to 100. So you would add 40 points to the break point, which we'll call 130, which would imply a move up towards 170. Now, that's if it can kind of do that. But meanwhile, we've got a declining 50-day moving average. We've got a rising 50. So it's just kind of a mess in here. Ideally, it does not break below here. If it breaks below there, then I think you're right. It's most likely headed down towards that 200-day moving average. But if it can kind of consolidate a little bit, build some strength, and then break higher, then I think you've got new all-time highs coming in, early in the first quarter of next year.
Definitely agree with you there on Robinhood. I think a lot of us like that. Oh, we just got some news, guys, right now about marijuana ETF. So let's just go over, have a look. Okay, here's MSOS. Why don't you call up MSOS? Because I was kind of going to go over this anyways, Brian. But right here, apparently Donald Trump now talking with Miss Pam Bondi about getting something going on with MSOS and marijuana. So a nice little move up there, just 30 cents, but it is bouncing off. Sure, Adara, when you have the news, we can go over to Adara. Let's go to Adara quickly, and then we'll go back to Brian.
Yeah, hi, Brian. Hi, everyone. I just want to really quickly give an update here. Marijuana Herald reporting, according to two sources close to the president, quote unquote, Trump has directed Attorney General Pam Bondi to issue a final ruling on marijuana rescheduling by the end of January. Now, note that does not mean that he is urging her to reschedule it. He's just saying that he'd like a final ruling. I think that wording is very key. Again, this being reported by the Marijuana Herald, and it does follow some executive orders on marijuana from last week. Back to you.
Herald that smoked marijuana, so then right there. But no, all kidding aside, we just got pulled up there a couple days ago, Brian, into what I thought was, and we had even talked about this on the show, like, I don't know if MSOS or like the TLRY and the CGC, like some of these marijuana producers actually have legs to go on anyways. I think the distribution of it, the CBD stuff, as far as medically is concerned, I think that's where the money lies. And eventually, once it gets finally legalized and we get rescheduled into that category 3, and we start looking at medical reasons, then the Pfizers of the world and all that, I think we'll get a hold of this and squash all those. But MSOS up here at $7, that looked like a great sort of spot where you'd either think about going short or potentially getting out of some longs. But right there on news, we bounced clean off what I have is marked down as the 50-period moving average right there at about 430, 440. And now you get a little bit of a move up. Any thought about MSOS or any of the producers in this space or anything in the cannabis realm that you want to talk about as far as charting or any names are concerned?
Like you said, it kind of bounced from where it was, likely and supposed to. Not only is it that dashed blue 50-day moving average, but you've got that dashed red 20-day moving average and the green anchor off the April lows and the blue year-to-date anchor. So it bounced from where it's supposed to, which is nice. And it's getting what I think is going to be a bounce. Now, it could continue perhaps all the way up to here, which would really make it a nice bounce. So I wouldn't chase it right here, right now, especially as it breaks this little peak. I think maybe if it does this, then maybe in the next few days, it can head back up towards that 5.5 level. And I would want to be a buyer somewhere over here. And then, of course, with a stop below whatever a higher low might be. That's the way I'd look at it right now, Sean.
Okay, yeah, I think there's a lot of traders here always looking for those areas to stop out. So I think that's a good little spot there. I mean, taking a trade is one thing, but making sure you manage it, obviously, completely another aspect there. So it's always good that we talk about that. What about Tesla? Now, I mean, Tesla over the last little while, we just made all-time highs. And you and I have talked about this show during the recap show. We talked about this name many times. And I think now that we're past the whole automotive aspect now, right? I mean, we know that their deliveries are getting lower. We understand that there's some big competition in China. We know that there's Europe demand lower as well. So now we focus on robotics, FSD, sort of the autonomy of the business and what's going on with Tesla. So now that we can say, okay, potentially it's no longer this big automotive name that we don't have to worry too much about where the interest rates are going or whatever. This is a play into the future, which Tesla really always has been. You like it up here at all-time highs? I mean, you brought a Cisco, which was a 25-year high right now. It looks like right now, today even, we're getting ready to take out that $500 level on Tesla. I don't know if it won't happen today, but getting close to that level. What do you think about Tesla here? And do you think it has room to run once we get past that 500?
Maybe it goes a little past 500, but right now it makes me a little bit concerned about a new entry up in here, simply because in the last month, it's run from a low of 380 up to this 480 level. So it's run about 30%. And once you have to ask yourself, where has it come from? Up 30%. It breaks out. That's generally not the best time to be a buyer. I would love to see it pull back down towards this prior little band of resistance, closer to 475, let's call it. And maybe even a little shakeout, then be able to get going. But it seems a little bit too far extended to me in terms of positioning for a hold. As far as shorter term trades, that's a different story. But I'd rather see it pull back a little bit first, maybe catch a bid at that prior resistance, let that 20 and 50-day moving average catch up a little bit.
And I think heading into the new year too, like let's wait to see how this market reacts, right? In the first couple weeks of January, maybe before we kind of layer into some of these names there. So we've been sort of looking at the chat to see if there's been any other questions. Have you caught anything? You got an idea for Brian?
I had one that I wanted to ask you about because so many traders talk about the Santa Claus rally. It's like, you wake up in the morning, I look on X and it's like, oh, are we going to get the Santa Claus rally? It's like statistically like 1.3% over like, a week of trading days, which really is like nothing. So two things. Do you put any stock ever, and maybe it's even just giving you a bias, it could be even a small thing, into something like that kind of an effect? Do you completely ignore it? Do you look at anything that might be counter, like maybe there's some traps that it could open up, and people give you some fade plays? What's your take on these type of cyclical statistical oddities? Do you utilize them at all?
I think that they're just in another time of interest, basically, kind of like sell in May and go away, or some of the other, buy Rosh Hashanah, sell Yom Kippur, whatever it is. Those are, seasonal tendencies, and they're worth paying attention to. And if price confirms it, maybe it gives you that little bit extra, conviction to hold a little bit longer. And, the market's confirming it right now. We're above a rising 5-day moving average, above a 20, a 50, 200. I mean, we're just whiskers away from an all-time high in the S&P 500. So I don't know if it's leading, coincident, or whatever, but, it seems to be working so far this year. So, can't argue with it, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess I'm sort of the same way. Like, you can't seem to argue with it, even though I put no stock in it personally myself. So, look, you gave a good call with Cisco. I want to ask you. We're just jumping into Power Hour right now. Is there a name that we haven't had a chance to talk about? Is there a stock or a sector that is in your mind, whether or not it's setting up at this moment, or it's some kind of something that's on your radar, maybe for early next year when things and volumes pick back up? What is there that you can maybe drop us as a little bit of a tidbit on?
Yeah, I'm not in it yet, but if you look at the weekly chart of Qualcomm, which I have right here, we had this big rally over here, and then it pulled back, and then we saw lower highs and lower lows. And then, we started to see if they didn't scare you out, they wore you out. Now we've got a rising 20, 31, and 42-week moving average, which are basically the 100, 150, and 200-day moving average. So we had this big spike up a couple weeks ago, so let's look at the daily chart for that. And since then, it's just kind of been a little bit squirrely, but we're back to fighting with this anchor. And so again, people talk about the head and shoulders pattern, so I point them out, but all it is a pattern of lower highs and lower lows going to higher highs and higher lows. So right now it's consolidating right here on the conjunction of that dash blue 20-day moving average, the dash green 50-day moving average, the anchor off of this little pullback low. That pullback low is where we saw the 200-day moving average and the year-to-date anchor tested. So I'm not long this yet, Neil, but you can see it's starting to neutralize in here. That 5-day moving average, which had been declining, so I don't want to buy it, and especially don't want to chase a gap with a declining 5-day moving average like we saw yesterday. But it's starting to flatten out a little bit here, the 5-day moving average, and in the next day and a half, we'll see as we get rid of this data, the 5-day moving average will start to go like this. So this is high on my radar for next year. To me, it looks like when going back to that weekly time frame, sorry for switching around so much, that it seems like it could be heading up towards this level, maybe in the first quarter of next year. So it's setting up properly. If it starts to trigger, I think that the most recent relevant higher low, for the way I look at it, would be underneath this little pullback right here. So that, or worst case, would be right under this 172-ish level, which is where we saw that 20 and 50-day moving average, as well as the anchor off the November low. So that's an important level right there. So worst case stop at about 171.5. But that one's got my eye. That's shaping up.
Wow, it's smart.
And then I've got a smaller one, which is called Unit. I don't know what these guys do.
Unit.
And here's the weekly chart. So we had been in this stage 4 decline, stage 1 accumulation, and now it's looking like it's in this stage 2 uptrend, which ideally would look something like the last stage 2 uptrend. That is that maybe it can do something like this into the new year, and maybe it takes a couple months, to do it, but it could be heading, who knows, up towards that $12 per share. And I'm not calling for the stock to double. That's ridiculous. Just like people calling $100,000 for Bitcoin by the end of the year. But this is, it's also setting up. So I've got an eye on this one. This is a nice tight consolidation. It's a smaller name, but it trades 3 million shares a day. So those are a couple I would look at. And if I were to get involved in this one, it's clear that the lows of the last couple days, around that $7 level, would be the place for a stop.
There you go. Not one, but two ideas for our good friend Brian Shannon. Appreciate it for sure. By the way, I still can't get over the fact you're a granddad. I cannot get over that.
That's the best. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for myself.
Obviously.
Because you just get to get rid of the kids, right, Brian? It's like you get to spoil them, and then it's like, back to the parents. You know, I kind of like.
Yep. Yeah, now they're your problem. They get to love me and
exactly.
Just get, they're like pets almost.
You get to spoil them and whatever. No, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing that with us. And so happy holiday to you and yours, and thank you for joining us on such a short week. And I want to make sure that everybody can go follow you at Alpha Trends there on X, and what a great follow you are. And I don't have your book anywhere, but next time I promise we'll show it. We've really redone our whole studio here. I'm very, very proud of it. You see that screen behind us? Maybe we could show that, Ramina. I don't know if Brian, this is a 27 by 12 foot screen that we can show. Let's put Brian up on there if we can right now. Show him what's going on. But anyways, that's awesome. Maybe next time. Hold on, they're gonna do it. Wait with us 1 second, Brian.
It's like a stadium.
That's it, exactly. So you're invited to come watch the Super Bowl here, or whatever you want to do. It should be a lot of fun as we go. It's not working. We just tried it. But any Christmas traditions? You a rum and eggnog kind of guy? We might have a drink tomorrow.
No, I think I've explained my drinking days are behind.
Oh, okay. So how about just eggnog? I mean, it doesn't matter. You don't have to put some rum in there, but
not really.
No. Okay.
No.
All right. Thank you, Brian.
Is that what it is? Rum and eggnog?
Yeah. You can put some bourbon in there, some rum and eggnog, so it just gives a little tasty treat. You put some
harder to get bourbon these days.
Yeah, you put some nutmeg. Yeah. Now in Canada, we can't even sell U.S. booze anymore, so or buy it anyways. You sprinkle some nutmeg on top. It's really, really quite nice, or mulled wine, something like that, but.
I saw one of the whiskey, people were shutting down a plant because of that.
Yeah, Jim Beam's they're shutting down one in Kentucky. Well, because they got to age it like 3-4 years, right? So they have to project out demand, and with the tariffs, especially here, like I'm a bourbon
look
guy.
At the big screen. I think
I think it's working now. Can we do that shot then?
Hey, there he is. There you go. So there you go. So there we go. So exactly, there we go. Touchdown recorded there. So for the Denver Broncos are playing really well too as well. So okay, thank you, Brian. We'll let you go. Thank you for spending some of your afternoon with us. And again, happy holidays.
Thanks, everybody.
Ciao. That's Brian, one of the best right there. Thank you, Brian, for that great. Just great overall talk. I mean, we have it every time. I love going to the audience, getting some questions from them, trying to figure out exactly what is going on. So thank you to Brian. You may have been still. Oh, look at that. Right away back to the chart there. And of course, Adara still working. Okay, so as the Nasdaq went up, oh boy, like Tesla just kept on going up and up and up and up. And we're not using big shares in this play. We are now short 40, 685, but it just kept on going to the upside. So I don't know, man. Volume kind of started picking up here on Tesla. Actually, not really. It was just that one little spike there, but the market went upside. So we'll see if we can hold the short now, see if we bring it back into somewhere like this 485.25 or something like that. We'll see if we can get a move back down there for Tesla, as that's really taken off to the upside. Bitcoin didn't really, man. We actually, target hit again, like short, reloaded, boom. Like this is just one of those. I actually didn't even get to ask Brian, did you ask him about crypto? I don't think we did even. He mentioned that there's no way Bitcoin was going to 150 or something like that, but that was okay. So yeah, reloaded this right there. We actually have, Joe's not here, but if he's watching, he'll appreciates this.
And it's still, from those that still think that that's from Scarface, it is not.
Yeah.
That is
Carlito's way. Tesla's going to break through I'm giving it to 47.50. I mean, yesterday we did have a dump off at the end of the day on Tesla. Maybe I lost on that. I was long. Well, I think we were about flat, but we wound up, getting hit down to the downside. Now it wants to rip up, so we're staying net short. So we'll wait to see what happens after this. But there it goes, man. Nice move to the downside there in IBIT, and maybe not in Tesla.
Yeah, well, this just very quickly.
Yeah.
In just a quick little second, but I want to come to this chart because I might punch out soon of SMCI. It got to 30.5, and then look at, it's all green on the 3-minute. So if it holds over VWAP, I might just put a trailing stop in this one instead of punching out manually. So I'm going to give it a trail into the 70, which is about break even or so. Just as I see the market continuing to go, want to make sure we're grabbing profit. I have a trail on, I also have a trail on IBIT as we go into the volume weighted average price as well. So we just got into VWAP, slap the trail in, and be patient about it. Because there isn't always crazy movement in the market. But when there is, or you just want to leverage up so you can make more of the smaller moves, then you want to check out Beta Pro by Globex Canada. Canada's largest provider of leverage and inverse leverage ETFs. They've got 6 new triple leverage ETFs offering 3 times bull and bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60, semiconductors, and U.S. Treasuries. On top of that, their fee rebate is dropping to just 65 basis points till December 31st. We're running out of time to pick that up. And on top, and in addition, U.S.-focused strategies use currency hedging. So they offer more potential for pure performance and exposure. If you're a tactical, sophisticated trader and you're looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca 3x daily. Scan the QR code you see in front of you to learn more. And speaking of the markets,
What was that?
y'all just drunk.
Well, that was good. I mean, I see there's us, but Dara also has a clothes change on that one. There you go. Oh, Sia's here. Hey, Sia, how you doing, Sia?
Sia?
There in the background.
No Sia today.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Sia.
Sia. Hey, that's my thing.
It's so played. Yeah.
Yeah, it's well played out on that one.
Nasdaq.
It keeps on going to the upside. I mean, it's, but you know, it's only up 0.4. We talked about there could potentially be a rally there at the end of the year, or heading in at least to the end of the year. So it's a nice upside play there. Yeah, there's the Nasdaq 100 right behind you. Up 0.44 right now. You can see the dollar strength in the top left, down 0.43 as well. But yeah, you know, as the dollar gets a little weaker here, I guess Nasdaq wants to keep going higher. But right into there, 25,800. A little bit of a drop down now happening in the Nasdaq. You can see I'm just focusing here on IBIT. We do have a dollar now. Maybe I should take something out. Where's my bid on Tesla? I don't have one. That's smart. Okay, so let's just put a bid right there. I thought, oh, okay, well, we just get that out right there at 02 as we punch up a little bit forward play there on Tesla as it finally comes back. We did get stopped out right there at 485.50 that first time, and then we tried to short again at VWAP, but we just kept getting out and trying to hold and trying to get something back in. This is not good trading. Like when it's not too choppy, when it's this kind of a direction, you really got to be patient. We should have probably got out of this one. We did get out of it. And then we just waited a little bit to average back into the upside into VWAP. But this is dangerous because if this just keeps on going up, then you're going to have like 4 or 5 losses in a row. So I think it's, you know, patience is really what's important here. Like we waited for this to come back up and then re-shorted it. And we actually missed it. I would have shorted it there. I missed that. So it comes all the way back up and then, you know, right back into the downside again. So that turned out to be good, but we waited for that to happen. You don't have to get too excited, like just because it's back to the 200. The thing about Tesla is that we had seen it hold this 200 for a while there. And once it broke there, that should have been really the end of the trade and not caught this again back up there. I feel lucky to get that play, but still this probably, you know, not good risk management. So, you know, here to say that we say that all the time. There has to be some accountability, obviously, for not putting on the right time. But, you know, we talk about it and we get out when we're wrong, we put it back on. And, you know, on that side of things here, look at AMD. Like AMD right now is really just kind of barcoding in here, right? I think that's a good thing of calling it. It keeps on bouncing off this 50, if not a little bit higher than that. So let's do a little bit of work now and put a bid now on AMD and just put it like, look, oh, you can't even, like the spread here is 6 cents. So it's like, this is not normal for advanced micro devices. So I don't know. It seems like there's definitely a lack of liquidity right now in this market, and no one even really wants to make this market right now.
Well, that's sort of the thing. It's 3:15 on December the 23rd, right? So you're not going to have the same kind of liquidity. Like, has anyone pulled up look at the SPY? I know we look at the Nasdaq a lot. Look at the chart of the SPY. Like, when was the last time you saw this kind of an up move? That is the most, it's a complete drift. Like getting into this, you'd have to be some kind of a program scalp trader to try to work and not get shaken out. Like it's just doing nothing to the upside is the best way to describe it. Like you're barely even moving. That's why you've got to just like maybe only look for perfect entries. Like look at NVIDIA. Is NVIDIA for the last hour, we've got 30 cents worth of range. And the stock has a $6 range today. $6 on the day, 30 cents in the last hour on NVIDIA. Like you don't want to be in that, or at least try to engage in that here at all. You want to try to find something that's going to move a bit more. Now, going back to the weed names, it looks like TLRY, already the volume's tapered off here. So you got the initial spike. It's really not doing anything. Just trying to find stuff that might actually have a shot at a bit of a move. And you're not finding a heck of a lot. So don't want to overtrade. If anyone has questions, for sure, throw them in the chat. A lot of people have been talking about gold and silver. Silver, again, another fresh all-time high. Don't sleep on GDX, like the miners here. That's starting to get back to the upside. When gold broke out, like GDX was having a bit of a rough day for most of the morning and is now making a V-shaped recovery, trying to get back to the highs. So you have to remind yourself that while gold was trying to break out, GDX had already done it, and then gold makes another break, and GDX is doing a little bit of a pullback there. The trend is still very much intact on GDX. It's just not always, the miners aren't always following along exactly with the rest of the metals, but the trend is still very much intact for these. Like I said, they've looked fantastic. And the other thing that broke out recently, do not sleep on, I'm going to pull up JPM, but I actually mean the XLF and a lot of the financials. So JP Morgan, there's your breakout. And if you don't want single stock risk, the XLF, where are you? There you are. I don't want to go to Blue Ocean. Hey, you can trade the XLF on Blue Ocean. Mm-hmm. The XLF, which of course is a financial ETF, that is confirming the secondary breakout of the highs. So not like led by JP Morgan, but Wells Fargo doing pretty well, XLF doing fantastic. And it looks like I just trailed out of IBIT. So it broke this downtrend off of VWAP. So it bounced off the VWAP. I was kind of hoping it would make it down to this low. I got out right at VWAP last time and it went further, so I figured I'd hold on through VWAP, but we're trending back up. I feel like if it gets back to that 49.950 area, I don't know that I'll want it again, because by the time it gets there, it's probably like 340. Like we could be right at the end of the day, where I wouldn't want to be engaging in a short at the highs, and that might lead me to also trail out of BMNR, which I was looking for a break lower as well. So that's getting pretty close to trailing out. This is under VWAP, which is why I went to this one in addition to Bitcoin. Just relative weakness. 5% down. Like BMNR is 5% down today.
Is it? What is Ethereum though?
Not that bad.
Oh, okay.
Like this is your problem. Sorry about this chart. ETH is one of the charts I don't have some data on from the morning, but it's down 0.1. And right now, kind of breaking some resistance. BMNR down 5%. I mean, the good news there is, hey, you can get some outsized moves by taking it and maybe looking for some swing trades on it in either direction. The bad news is, yuck. That's literally it. The bad news is yuck.
Yeah.
I had a buddy who he was like the most simple person ever. If something was trash, he'd just be like, yuck. Remember Jermaine from high school? The cross country?
Yeah.
Okay. He had that look. He'd just be like, you ask him about something, he'd just be like, yuck.
That's funny.
Right, he just no nonsense, dude. Good guy.
One word answer, I like it. Okay. Whew. All right, well, we're just in Tesla against 287.50 right now. So, this is this level right here, the sort of the afternoon highs. It looks like, well, Tesla's just not going to stop. So that's the average price. We have 18s. So I think that it's fine. Like even if it blows out the top, I'm just making sure that I do have that order in. Yeah, 485.60s. So just a break there at 50. It just came into O's there and it stopped completely on that. So I do have a bid to get some out here if that does happen again. So if we do crash into 47, I mean crash, I don't think we're going to crash anytime soon here, but if it does come back into 47, I do want to take some out there. We take some at 11s, but I am at 02s. See again, it just stopped again there. One more push down, we'll be able to take away some some of this pressure off this trade right now. We were short at 18s, remember, and it's just we're out at 50s. So want to see if we can get something now 1-to-1 at at O's, but it keeps on getting bought up. This is really a lack of liquidity today. I mean, I know it's 49 million shares, but these stocks are moving like with basically you just sort of timber, like, you know, it's a house of cards, I feel like right now if you're in the wrong spot. So get ready for it to run against you. So I'm going to try to capture, I mean, I just need to go to O's and then we'll be able to get out of this. But maybe I just take it out here if it doesn't. I don't really want to, you know what? Here, let me get some out. I'll put it at 10s now. I don't know if it's going to come back in. Maybe it just hits me and then we'll just be out of, you know, about a third of this trade because the momentum is too strong now. This was like one last, let's see if it wants to hold. And it doesn't look like, it just keeps on getting bought up at 47, long story short. So, what? Anything. Yeah. Danny, I just saw Danny Boy mentioning this in the chat again. I mean, you know, I think it all comes with those super chats, Danny Boy. And, you know, when you pay it forward there, it's happening again. So you have the chart up there, HYMC.
I wanted to try to find the comment.
Still seems to be going crazy.
Where was it? Shoot, now I can't find the comment. Oh, Danny Boy again just mentioning HYMC. You're right. Something special is happening. We were just talking about this as a squeeze play. Like the miners go and, well, sorry, the metals go and the miners go ham. This is 100% squeezing. Like you're not explaining this price action any other way. You just got to $30. Aren't you in at 10, Danny Boy? Was it 10 or was it 8?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter what price you're
It doesn't matter, not this point.
Unless you bought it right here. If you bought it right here, it matters. But any other price, you're good. But if you bought it right here, I would be very, very careful with it. But otherwise, you're just sort of chilling out, doing whatever. Maybe you got your bourbon and eggnog if you're in the States. Really hard to come by here because I still have some, but I haven't been able to buy any. Kind of frustrating because that's how I make my Manhattans. But HYMC, look at the program, like consolidation that's been going on. Pay attention to this.
You should have our boy bring in some bourbon. He just flew in.
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah, nor was I.
It is frustrating because we were out to watch we went to the bar before one of the World Series games. And I'm just, let me just grab an old fashioned, whatever the heck we were. And then they turn to me and they're just like, you know, don't ask for a Manhattan. That's
made with whiskey or something.
And they're like, you know, we don't have any bourbon, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Toronto bars don't have bourbon anymore.
Yeah.
Because of
Canadian, basically.
I
think it's just Ontario, actually.
Is it just Ontario?
I think so. I don't know. Maybe it's.
That's why I gotta drive to Quebec.
The LCBO has taken away some of the U.S. You can't get Jack Daniels, anything like that.
Well, what I'm getting my parents, hopefully they're not watching. Whatever, it doesn't matter. They're watching. They love to take. The new thing is traveling to see Canada by train.
Good.
So I'm getting like a via
pass. Yeah.
Like a via pass.
Yeah, that's good.
And
my parents doing some travel.
And so, you know, the next time my dad is in Quebec, then he might be bringing me something.
Ooh, that might be good.
You're like, look, man, you got the pass, and he pops. Like,
yeah. Put that in your bag.
More of a rum guy, for sure. But look, only about 40 minutes to go. I tell you, there's exciting stuff happening on the early look for the imbalances. But unless you know what SOBO is, LUV's there for a sell. I have no idea what SOBO is. 2.5 to sell. There's nothing really crazy happening. On Friday, though, there is a big.
SOBO.
We're expecting a big buy on MDLN on Friday. That's Medline. They're getting added to one of the S&P's indexes. What a great IPO this has been. You could literally buy the dip every single day on Medline. It's like a 50-year-old company they were saying? Like
is it that old?
It's old. I don't know. Maybe it's not 50. It's at least 40. But it's an older company, healthcare space. They're all over. They got their hands in everywhere, and they're doing fantastic. The volume doesn't really hold up after day one. Day two was okay, but by now it's not doing any volume. But that's a great looking IPO. It doesn't mean that it's worth it up here, but at the same time, the market's strong. They picked a really good time to come to market. They waited for all of that pullback to happen, and now looking pretty good for Medline. But on Friday, it's supposed to be like 10 million to buy, and this thing does 500,000.
Oh boy! Shout out to Obi there. I'm going to be using the oh boy. Make oh boy great again. We've already talked about that. Tesla just oh boyed itself to the downside right there. So again, like all of this trading, we're going to be flat on Tesla. If I were to get out right now, we would be flat. So it's just frustrating because, if this move happens in the first place, then I don't have to stress out and get all the way up here and just be flat on the stock. What's up, Adara?
I just wanted to let you guys know here about TMC because the metals company is making a move higher. New York Times reporting that the U.S. is, quote, taking a step towards approving seabed mining in international waters. This stock clearly likes that story. Back to you.
All right. Yeah, so yeah, that HYMC there, IBIT still downside. And by the way, look what's happening right now. This is a hot dog canning kind of a trade right now as there goes AMD finally getting just a little bit lower. So I'll cancel all my bids now, take another fill right there. It's 3:24. We do now have 35 more minutes left until the end of said show. There it is. Danny Boy, I strongly recommend watching. Oh yeah, that's right. Eric Spratt was the reason why HYMC was doing this kind of a move. So year-end review on YouTube where he talks about the expected revenues for Hycroft, okay, due to the recent climb in silver. So there we go. It has more upside, so he's liking that right now. So shout out to you, Danny Boy, and thank you again for all of the super chats and paid it forward, right? I mean, absolutely. And now the stock is, rewarding you for doing that.
It must have a hefty. I'm sure we looked at it, but that has to have a hefty short float.
Yeah, I mean,
what it's doing today, like that's got to be at least.
Did he mention anything? Wasn't that? I mean, what's up?
It's only 5.
Danny, you might know more about it, but wasn't that the one that AMC was like involved in? Sure. And there was some sort of a. Because AMC stock not doing anything. I wonder if they probably divested from it. Maybe they're not it. Wow. Okay. Hello, AMC. Like.
Oh, unfortunately. Okay, so they did buy in 2022, but they sold most of it for cash. Why? Because they probably needed the cash.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
I was going to say, look at. Okay, so I thought they did because I haven't heard these guys in a minute. This is what AMC looks like. Yikes.
Worst stock ever.
Just getting absolutely pummeled right now. AMC. What is IMAX just IMAX? What is it? Yes, it is. Check out IMAX. So we just saw that Way of the Water and then something about Fire and Fury.
Really creative titling, by the way.
Yes. Look what IMAX is doing this year. So like complete opposite there of AMC. Some of this, more the technology involved with IMAX. They came in $22 at the beginning of the year, man. Now 37. So there goes IMAX upside. Let's talk about some more media names here. Netflix. I'm supposed to be going to the hockey game tonight, the Scepters game, the women's, nice. But it's.
Sometimes best of breed is as simple as looking at a chart.
Yeah. Oh, for
no, just looking at that IMAX chart.
Oh, I know.
Versus like.
Yeah, AMC.
I mean, AMC is probably the worst example. It probably should have.
Yeah, a little cherry picking there with AMC.
We're cherry picking, but no, there's really nothing that bad to look at on that IMAX chart. Because I think at the end of the day, like you want the special experience when you're going to the theater. Like,
I mean, AMC did it all wrong. Like they diluted everything. They obviously made some bad calls there. Adam Aaron, I think, took all the money and ran away. So I don't know. Don't at me for that. I don't know. You guys tell me if you're a shareholder what went wrong with AMC. We stopped looking at that a long time ago. It's a lot different than GameStop, right? I mean,
it'll make for some really good MBA courses in a few years, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably.
Like people are going to look back.
It's basically like, it's not like Enron because it started at $2 AMC. So it's not like it.
The thing about the opportunity that the meme run gave you to raise capital, to turn around the company, it's a very unique one because usually businesses like that do not get that kind of a craze or a chance. But like, oh my goodness, now we have all this capital out of almost like dumb luck. Let's see if we can figure out how to turn this around. So it's like, I mean,
but they're offering free popcorn.
GameStop is at least making a pretty decent effort of it, I think. Relative to AMC, but if people are going to be talking about this, like you got such a windfall.
Well, it was
Carvana pulled it off.
The other one there that everyone was trading, Bed Bath & Beyond, like they went bankrupt. AMC is going to be bankrupt very, very soon. And then GameStop right here seems to have changed up. I mean, this is a good example of maybe trying to do something a little different. They're trying to change up their business model and then get into, I think it was sports cards and sort of some of that online grading system and then into the crypto and holding some Bitcoin. So these guys at least are trying to do something. And here's GameStop right here, right now, trying to get a little bit better of a bid going on. I still like this $20 area for GameStop. So when that comes in again, maybe we'll actually try to go long. I've never owned any GameStop shares. So, but that would be a good one there. At $20, I think it's been a good one there. And here's Marvell. I mean, this is the name that unfortunately our charts I didn't look at it till I guess 10 o'clock today. Marvell is straight up, man. I mean, this has been a good one here. Finally bouncing over the last couple of days. Again, I talk about it as being sort of the infrastructure play for crypto. But if it's like the nervous system, if the GPUs were the brain, I've used that a couple of times, maybe I'll stop. But anyways, there goes Marvell kicking a little higher today up to the 50-period moving average. I like that name.
Yeah, didn't they become Beyond Meat?
Beyond Meat would be another example.
Enough, Carl, Beyond Meat lost $1 today and then regained it.
Oy.
So Beyond Meat is, I mean, they're probably going under. It's not an absolute guarantee. But yeah, it's not looking good for them. But it is holding at exactly $1. I was looking at that early. Oh, wow. Okay, it's really holding it. When I pulled it up, it didn't actually look like this. But it lost $1 today, and it just regained it and is being defended very clearly. This might be like one of those very sneaky trades tomorrow. Like if it holds $1, just look for a scalp trade at like 1s and 2s, assuming it's still here. And if it loses, it's just like short 99s. Yeah, that might be on the radar. Because I think you might want some gimmicky stuff on the half day. Kind of like that. Like if it can just hold $1, maybe it does one of those like silly, 10, 15 cent moves that it's known for every now and then. So I told you I had my trailing stop here. There, I'll show you. I said I had a trailing stop at 30.70, but I didn't show you why. There's an all-day trend line on SMCI, so I reloaded on the trend. I'll get out if it breaks it at 70. Shoot, I just saw that. Can we throw that?
Oh, I put it up there. I didn't want to block your thing. It's funny. It's just, it's...
Oh, I didn't get a chance to read it.
Yeah, so Jeff Mendo from OTC Markets. I just thought it was funny, but then I realized it was blocking your chart there. So
I don't know what you heard about.
Take that down. Yeah, we'll talk to Mendel. I mean, we talked about, I mean, just for you guys looking and you're...
You know what? We have to tell him he changes. He's supposed to be on tomorrow, but the timing...
Nah, he ain't coming on.
I don't think he probably won't.
You know. If he logs in, he sees us not here.
If he logs in at 3 o'clock, that's on him.
I could send him a note, but I don't think he will. But anyways, there's IRBTQ. Here's another example. This goes over into the pink sheets as well as iRobot has been. Now it's 15 cents, 16 cents here for IRBTQ. So this could be, who's over there? Fabian still? But yeah, this would be another look there for iRobot coming back in again. So, all right, forget it. We won't show it. All right, just quickly here, AMD, that was just it. That's fine. AMD, just quickly, it's already near the lows. That's fine. I'll be getting out some more. I think we could maybe hold this. I mean, we're at VWAP. That was my best out. I just took another out rate here right now. So we'll see if there's anything going on there. But that would be sort of a temporary look, I think, for Tesla down breaking these levels. So I am bidding right now 486.40s. So yeah, exactly. So breaking through VWAP and then down into there. We'll play in the middle. See, it's actually at 39. So I think I put it right where this 50-period moving average is. I'm trying to get better at this, man. But again, now I only have like a quarter, a little bit more, maybe 30% left of this. So yuck, not doing a great job with the management of that. But we'll get that going. All right, thank you, Tesla. We'll see. My Tesla's downstairs. Well, it's charged now. I charge it every day. I don't really know if I need to do that, but I like to always get it back to a hunch.
Well, I want to get this question if I can.
Yeah, I get it. Let's get some more questions.
No, it's I'm just going to do it this way. It's way more easy. I can't really LB. I'll call it. It looks like LB in the chat. Your guest said that MSOS is not a good time to buy it right now, and it went so high after he said that. Why would he say don't buy? That's confusing. So one thing to keep in mind, and I don't know how long you've been watching the show, but there's always multiple time frames to think about. So, we'll be putting on day trades, while sometimes we will specifically be talking on a daily chart about swing trades or like a long-term investment. Brian Shannon, our guest, primarily swings. Meaning he's not necessarily, and I'm sure he does get in and out intraday sometimes, but he's not looking to hold it for the next 5 minutes. So when he was analyzing MSOS on a daily chart, he's looking at it from this standpoint. Would you want to hold it necessarily here for like days and weeks, or even longer than that? When looking at it on the news that came out when Adara brought it to us, on a day trade, that's very different. Yes, since that news dropped, like 50 minutes or 40 minutes ago or so, like it's been trending up, and you've had a chance to buy it. So it's always important, and it's never a bad. You can just ask for a clarification. Hey, when you guys were covering the stock, were you talking about you liked it as a day trade or a swing trade? At what price level? It's never a bad idea to ask for clarification. One of the things that makes the markets great for opportunities is that everybody has a different time frame. Some people want to take a day trade. Some people want to take a swing trade. Some people want to buy and hold forever. So that difference in terms of analyzing a stock or reacting to it can give you opportunity as a trader, but you have to understand, like if I'm talking about short SMCI here, like I'm gonna try and give you like the reason, like there's the trend line, there's the short underneath it. You know, like that's the reason for the trade. That has nothing to do with what I think about SMCI long term. Now I wouldn't buy it long term either. I'd probably still think it's, you know, like I don't like this stock on the long term either. But that's just a coincidence here. So yeah, Brian was talking on a higher time frame. That's all. I hope that helps.
And I also want to make sure that he didn't. It didn't go up after he talked about it. It halted, so it was right into the. I mean, it's gone up. It's gone up maybe 10 cents or so, you know, since we had sort of talked to him about that, right? I mean, it's just that we got that news there. And Derek, and she wants to drop that news again. It was something about Pam Bondi, and there we go.
Yeah, I can do that. So basically what happened is we have the Marijuana Herald citing two sources close to the Trump administration, of course, unnamed, saying that apparently Trump is trying to push U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi to make a decision one way or the other on marijuana rescheduling by the end of January. Now, why I think it's clear is because the report, or why I think it's important to note here, is that the report doesn't say that Trump's trying to push her to reschedule. He's just saying that she needs to make a decision either way by the end of January. So I think that is really key to know.
All right, thank you, Adara, for that one. We do have a thing that says thank you, Adara, for that. But right now, we're going to go into the gates of hell.
I had it. That's fine.
I have it right here, too. Here.
Thank you very much, Adara.
Okay, so there it goes. Nice move to the downside. Thank you so much, Tesla. As that one gets going right now, the cash cow coming back in on Tesla. We go green on that name today. We have just a slight red name in AMD today. But there it goes, man. Tesla, good talk, good trade. I wish we had held it all, but we'll be at the highest spot we've been at all day right now. So far, so good here. As we continue to watch out for this market and see what that next play is. And yesterday we did have Tesla pull down near the end of the day. We'll see if that happens again. And I think it's just range bound again, right? There's not, like, it came right back into this range. The short, then the short happened. So it got going. I think people maybe got caught offside like I did and just kept punching out and creating some more steam to this name. And then all of a sudden, boom, to the downside. Now have, unfortunately, 10% left, which is actually fortunate. I'm glad that we're able to get some out when we did make those moves down there recently right now into the 200 period moving average. So these were some good outs right into there when they came through. So definitely getting better now at holding for a little bit longer. So we have $2 in the money on AMD. And so that was a good one. And like I said, though, my biggest position was right here earlier. So we took some profit, then got stopped out. And we were still wound up pretty flat on that. Then we got stopped out there again, and we put on some more shares here. And we still have position. So it's position pending, I guess, on that one. And then IBIT, man, we reloaded it right with you guys. So hopefully you have something like that. And we made a movement all the way back almost to that same point again. And now we're coming back in. I know we talked a little bit about Bitcoin. There was someone in the chat there, I think it was Eric, wanted to know about Bitcoin. Look, I don't think Bitcoin really cares about that it's close to Christmas or it's close to year end or anything like that. I could see some traders selling off some of their Bitcoin profits heading into year end. We talked about tax loss harvesting and things like that. But again, most people would have won on Bitcoin this year. So you don't really want to sell your winners. Sometimes you sell your losers to gain some of that taxable benefits.
50-50. Like I think Bitcoin, depending on when you bought, like
yeah, I guess you could have.
It's like half the year you're good, the other half you're bad.
Yeah,
I could see it either way. But then
so maybe that's created some of this movement down. But I could see it being bought back in early January.
I saw a good point made in the chat that I don't necessarily disagree with. That hey. Maybe we're not going to see a bounce in Bitcoin until we see a slowdown in this gold-silver trade. It's not a horrible theory because like we've seen some serious acceleration in those metals since that triple top on BTC. Like there's no question about it. So it's not horrible, but I also think that there's nothing about the chart in Bitcoin that doesn't still suggest that we're not heading down into 70. It's from a pure technical standpoint. Like it just triple top. Break one support. When we broke this last support at 92, the trend line went from support to resistance. Like it's like we're just consolidating under the prior support trend line, which is still bearish till we get to like 75 or so like 74, whatever the heck this is. It's like 73 and a half, 74, where I think the bottom might come in. But NVIDIA, by the way, just for keeping track here, 10 minutes till the imbalances come in, ES at the highs, Nasdaq at the highs, NVIDIA at the highs and breaking higher because NVIDIA is the one. It's like the one ring to rule them all, apparently, is NVIDIA. What a great day today. And no, Asim just literally said BTC, great destroyer of wealth. But Bitcoin is probably one of the greatest wealth creators in the history of assets. That being said, that type of upside does not come without ridiculous volatility. You've got to know what you're getting yourself.
With eSignal, you could definitely chart all of the crypto names. So if you are interested in doing so, get it immediately. You can get it for free. Scan that QR code right in front of you. They do have award-winning charts, and you'll find out exactly what we mean when you get it. One of the best in the business there. We want to thank eSignal for continuously sponsoring by providing this free trial. That's all that they sponsor, man. They give us this free trial for you guys to go in there and try it out. Make sure you do scan that QR code. Sign up with their entitlements. If you just want to trade crypto, you can do that with eSignal. Whatever you want, eSignal is your pathway to the market. So make sure you do get that QR code signed up right now. Grab your free entitlement and let us know what you think of Bitcoin, of eSignal. Neil's just going through the eSignal charts right there. There's all the screeners. They have a level 2 that you can see right there to the bottom right. And then all these charts are popped out. There's the hot list. They all just keep on going.
Low volume names show up there on this.
Yeah, I like eSignal. I've been using it for 20-something years, so I still don't know anything about it. I just basically using it for the reliable charting, and they have back testing and a tick replay that you can do there as well.
Like MSOS just shot up on.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Bitcoin, Ethereum here, Turbo Energy, TURB doing something. So, okay, we just got just now, and it's funny that's happening right now, right in front of us, but we just got more out. It's like literally just right there. I'm exiting everything. We only have 10%, less than 10% now left of Tesla. So if it does go back out, I was gonna change this to not be so greedy. 486, like right there, 486.65. So let's change our stop now. Which was at the top end of that 487.50, and go. This might just rip into the close. We do have 9 minutes now until the imbalances. Neil and I will explain that for you guys in a second there for those of you that are interested in balance trading. But yeah, there goes Tesla back to the upside. So we're going to stop out. Here it goes. Like, see what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing. Like, unless there is some kind of news.
Catching a bid.
Yeah, but look at the market. I mean,
the market's been strong all day.
No, but it's not doing anything right now. So what I'm saying is like, this is the problem. So you just went up $1 there, unless they're like, this is not normal movement right now. So I just think traders may be getting caught a little bit offside. The market's moving how it wants to, and real money can force these things around. So
I punched out of SMCI right about flat, because look at the move. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to lead the market. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to lead the market, but that was a distinct change. I like my trend lines, as you can obviously tell. But since I got out, that trend line resistance turned into support, headed to the upside. I saw NVDA starting to go. It's like, okay, I'm not even going to, and Obi said this before too. He's like, yeah, sometimes you don't actually have to wait for it to stop you out. You can just punch out when it looks different. And it looked a little bit different. So I'm going to jump out of there, wait for the imbalances to see something. We're essentially just grinding higher slowly. And then all of a sudden, I saw Bitcoin with a real move. And at the same time, like BMNR, which I had up, is going to make a bit of, obviously BMNR is going to go when Bitcoin goes. But just a distinctly different looking candle there. So if the market decides to bleed a little bit higher, we want to be ready for. What it might give us a chance, though, to do is there might be a chance at a reversion at 350. Like if we get some buy imbalances, maybe you can catch a flip at 355. The early look's not giving us anything to sink our teeth into. Like Love, LUV is the only whatsoever. But you know, it's like one of those. I don't want to throw away profits. It's been a good week. Today, able to grind it out. So you know, that was a distinctly different move over there in crypto.
Yo, Sam, my guy over here. All right, so he says, or she says, I like Sam as a female name. I really like that name, actually, Sam, Samantha, Sam.
Cousin Sam.
So you mentioned what happened to all the guests we used to have, and I asked you who, and you said Michael Noss. Okay, well, we have him on Monday and Friday twice. And then I said, okay, and then the next example you gave was Brian Shannon. If you just push backwards right now. Go back a half hour and you will see Brian Shannon. I know, I don't know. So that's why I said LOL. Come on, man. But yeah, so we're just we're doing the best to have all these guests back on.
But the two most consistent guests we have are Brian.
This is why I feel like it could.
You were messing with us.
Potentially be a troll there,
Yeah,
but anyways, I just want to say that we want to make sure. Honestly, it's nothing about any of the guests. It's just we want to make sure that the guests that we bring on, provide you guys with what you want. Oh, HYMC. Okay, maybe there goes Highcroft. So Neil's on that one. Where was there something?
Something happened to gold and silver?
I don't know. No. Well, even if it did, it wouldn't.
Okay. Well, people would be saying something.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be reflected like that.
Well, it's just that's a weird. But this is. Remember when we kept calling this a squeeze? When it's
don't call it a comeback.
If a stock is a pure squeeze play up here, let me show you the daily chart. If a stock is a pure squeeze play, like, okay, relatively reasonable price action, following along with the space, and then absolute nonsense and ham the last couple of days, and then but this is what happens when you could break. Oh my goodness, it's probably like this was probably really clean. Oh yeah, it was. Oh, that was an all-day trend break as well. So technically right here was an all-day trend break. Danny Boy with a super chat in here. People are, whoops. Hit the wrong button. Yeah, people are ringing the register. Thanks for the super chat, Danny's boy, on HYMC. But this guy ain't parting with a single share. HYMC is the NVIDIA of mining stocks.
I ain't going nowhere.
You've taken profits on this, just to be clear, Danny's boy, right? You've probably already taken some profits and you're holding for the dream. I don't know.
Nah. This guy going all in.
You're just all in.
This guy going all in.
All in.
Going all in. Right now, that's the thing. Like, I never know where to take profits. I took profits on Palantir all the way up, and blah blah blah. So
it's easier to do when it's in the non-parabolic stage, like when it's doing this. It's easier to do kind of like if you had it long off like a consolidation break. Okay, well it goes from like 450 when it literally doubles up almost exactly here to 9 and pulls back. I could easily take profits there. But when it goes parabolic, what do you use, like Fibonacci's? Like I have no idea. Maybe you use Fibonacci's or something, but Highcroft with a bit of a turn. It did correspond, by the way, with a clean all-day trend break on the 3-minute. That's when it accelerated. And sometimes people use those trend lines for exit points, no question about it. That move up in Bitcoin, like Bitcoin, it was back above 88,000.
Yeah, I just shorted 88 and got punched out immediately, so.
Wow, so Bitcoin just now all of a sudden Bitcoin wants to follow the market. When it was not strong with the Nasdaq, now all of a sudden it is randomly.
Yeah, so I noticed that. I actually didn't even, silly me here, I'm talking about guests and everything and not noticing my own positions, but I did have an offer right here at O's. At 50. So we got short at 50. We got out for like 5 or 6 cents quickly. And then, because I knew my stop was up here breaking 05. So we basically went, if you saw me in it, it was just a quick little 1-to-1 there, back and forth. And now if it comes back, fine. But I just didn't want to. I was actually focusing on Tesla when all that was happening, to be honest with you. Tesla's still pulling down right now. I'm going to put another bid right here. We were not moments away from getting stopped out, but we talked about 486.50. So if we can get a 485.50 now, we'll do that again. So let's go right back in to the lows again for Tesla. So really, not the lows, but the low of this move for Tesla. So happy to be cashing out now. It is no clubs tonight, man. Like I said, we're going to be going to see some hockey, but right now it is a $1 and a $2 winner. We have $4 in the money right now. The AMD trades on old one, and that's near the bottom, and we're getting ready to get out of that. But yeah, so far so good here today. Thank you guys for watching. I think it's been a really great day for some of these trades that we've been able to put on for you. I think that's good. And with some news there on MSOS and some of the other cannabis plays, I mean, that's still hitting highs. What about TLRY right now as well? We'll see if that's going probably. I mean, they're all probably going together. Yeah, so same kind of a move, and then now a leveling off. Up to you guys. I would say sell these moves, but there goes CGC, maybe not. Yeah, up 6%. So they're all up like 6-7% right there, but good job there. AMD still trying to bleed, and we wrote down, like finally, man, like on our sticky note today, we wrote down some very, very basic things, and it was just right there. There's AMD, 214 to 215. We got blown out of that trade first. Then we said we're going to short the top, which is 216. That's what we have. Netflix did not get to 92.50. We shorted the futures. I can show you that one. That was my biggest winner today, P&L-wise, is the futures, although right now, well, IBIT, actually, they're neck and neck, IBIT, and we'll wait to see what Tesla does. And then there's the Tesla long long Tesla, and we just go short basically at the same areas that we were talking long, and we can explain that, but we've sort of beat that horse a little bit too much there. So we'll see if Tesla can get back into 484 right now as we just try to absorb this whole sort of VWAP trade, but nice move down. So I'm going to put a bid here, 484.50, see if we get that on Tesla, and look what just came all the way back is IBIT. So darn it, we should have held that and stopped out at the high again for IBIT, but happy to do that. As I said, it's my second most traded stock there today is IBIT. All right, what's up, Adara?
Not 100% sure here, but that spike specifically in crypto could be related to this post that we just got from U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying, quote, the private economy is booming under President Donald Trump. Real GDP growth, excluding government, is up 4.7% in annualized rate over the last 2 quarters. Then he says at the end here, quote, the current Trump-led surge poised to a significant increase in hiring in the months ahead and the large paychecks that will inevitably accompany these jobs. That last part about the large paychecks is being circulated heavily on X. Could basically be the idea that if people are getting paid more, they're going to be spending more on crypto. I know sometimes like that type of spending is kind of correlated with crypto, at least from what I've seen here on social media. So I just wanted to let you know that that is happening. Back to you.
Yeah, like if that's the headline that moves crypto, then I think you fade. Like that's, you know, that's not something that I would lean into for the reason that Bitcoin should bounce. Not because people get a bunch of checks out there. Because I feel like it's just not a good enough. It's not a good enough reason, given the turn that we've had off of some of those highs in the sentiment. Like I think you want to see less favor in the metals where they have the alternative, like the whole silver gold thing, and maybe bouncing off of some support and regaining momentum. But the imbalances just dropped. NVIDIA is a 3.7 million sell. Medline is a 2 million buy. That's actually going to be, it's supposed to be a big one on Friday. Maybe they're doing some early. IBIT, we don't usually see them. 1.3 million sell side on IBIT. Intel's a 1.2 million buy. JetBlue is a 1.4 million buy. No other mag. SMCI is that's a pretty decent sell. 888,000 to the sell side there. But I think the one that stands out, obviously NVIDIA 3.6 million, but IBIT, I don't think we've even seen IBIT ever on this imbalance locator. That's new. So I can't tell you whether this is something that is going to heavily affect it because I don't have any history for whether it was. We found out that BMNR having an imbalance tends to mean absolutely nothing. So I'm not going to sit here saying you should short this off that imbalance because with BMNR, it's actually been mostly a trap. If you see BMNR with like a 1.8 million sell, you sell it. Usually, it's not working out that well for you. But IBIT stands out as the sell imbalance.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't activate the source here, so I have some doubles up, so I didn't do that. So let's have a look. Oh wow, that's actually like when I first saw that, I thought NVIDIA would have gone down a little bit more than that, but it still does go. I know Neil just reviewing this, but it just does go down 50 cents right there back to the downside. Tesla must be a bid because it's starting to get going again. So this is what can happen, right? And we talk about making sure that you don't stay in a stock too long heading into these imbalances. There's AMD with a buy, Microsoft with a buy down here. Let's just see what Microsoft did on that little bit of a bump. Yeah, nothing really. Tesla really got going on that. MSTR right there with a sell. So MicroStrategy getting going there. Open Door was one that we haven't talked about. I was actually didn't even realize the time. 351. $6 still. Yeah.
Look at the bid.
The other one. Ooh. Yeah, what the hell? 500,000 shares right there on that bid. Word. Shout out to Tesla. Shout out to Open Door, sorry, with that
probably
bid.
Eric Jackson.
Bid. Yeah, he's probably trying to prop that up. FXI, of course, is the Chinese ETF. So yeah, Intel. Oh, there's Medline. So Medline getting interesting going into, you said it was tomorrow? Or no, end of the last
I think it's Friday. It's supposed to be a big buy.
Okay, this Friday. So yeah, there's Medline. People getting excited about that early. Great IPO, man. Came out 34 for $35. We traded that. And that's still my #1 stock this month after trading it for an hour. But that was a nice move upside there. We held it pretty good there. Medline still working out. And okay, I don't know what that imbalance is all about, but this just happened to Tesla again. So I'm going to put a bid out right now, take that bid, and then see what happens. Now we're at the 200 period. So all right, Tesla, you did it, man. We did it together, Tesla. So we're now up on that stock, obviously, as that now cranks lower, TSLA. You know, I hope you guys are interested. So, man, we lost. I'll just get back in to show you guys the positioning. There it is. So now position board back on now. So there it goes, man. AMD, Tesla, right now still the big shorts, and we're waiting to see what winds up happening with the rest of these names. But yeah, nice market today, up 0.42. Join us tomorrow at 8 a.m. where we'll be back on air to talk everything similarly to what we did today.
Yeah, and we got in a second for sure, but let's talk to Fabian there. But Chris, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for paying it forward. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to right back at you, to you and yours, and obviously enjoy it. Well, we hope to see you for the half day tomorrow. We're gonna hopefully have some festivities ourselves in the afternoon show. It is the half day, which means we're on at 8 o'clock to 1. Every half day in the U.S. markets is always 1 o'clock. So that's what you'll see. But thank you so much for that super chat.
Oh, wow.
We appreciate you.
Tesla
We appreciate you for sure. In a second there, Fabian.
Yeah, we are crushing Tesla right now to the downside. Like, let's go, man. We're now 250 in the money. So we go, yeehaw. What a great way to end the day. I think the wife needs me to pick up a couple groceries, so we'll pay those bills right here. Thank you, Tesla, for that one. As it continues to make moves down low, man. That was a good trade. Wow. All right, did not expect this to happen, but we'll take that, especially off those imbalances. And that's the thing about the imbalances. You got to be, I didn't see Tesla on there, but I'm sure it was a buy, and I'm sure it got paired off. And now we go back into the downside. Well, I'm sure of everything there, but I'm unsure of that reasoning. But that makes sense. So we'll wait to see if it wants to go a little bit lower. I don't have any more bids. We got filled on everything, man. So now let's just wait to see if we get an ultimate bid here. Let's just put one at 483.50. I don't think we get there, but I don't know. I definitely didn't think this was going to happen. So let's get greedy here and see if we can get something real low on Tesla. I have 2%, 5% left, not even 5% left of this stock right here for Tesla. So that's what's happening. I'm just going to punch out of AMD as well.
And by the way, Medline's paired half of it off, so that stock is coming all the way back in. You've got to pay attention to those imbalances at 355. Oftentimes, the imbalances will pair off by that moment. Medline's now well under 1 million shares, so you got to take advantage of it pretty early. IBIT still a sell of 2.8 million shares, everybody, so that is a significant sell imbalance. On top of that, want to throw back over and shout out Trade the Pool. We did not have Mitch on today, but we can still tell you that the fear of losing has kept traders in the sideline. Trade the Pool is trying to change that by transforming how you gain access to the markets. With the limited risk trading model, traders use funded capital while Trade the Pool absorbs the downside. This allows traders to focus on what matters. You get your discipline, consistency, and your growth. You hit the profit targets and you can keep 70% of the profits. No fear of barriers, just a real opportunity. Revolution is called limited risk trading, and it is powered by Trade the Pool. Scan the QR code you just saw in front of you on screen, or visit tradethepool.com to get 10% off your first evaluation. So what we can observe from the very first time that I've actually seen IBIT on the imbalance locator, it grew and it did fall. So it grew from, I think it was just over 1 million shares to 2.7, and it actually followed through. So unlike when we see BMNR, maybe this one actually cares. What we see on that locator. We have Danny's boy. You just bought more HYMC. It's a bold move, Cotton, as HYMC with that big time.
Back to where it was at noon.
Still 12% up, but dipping back into 27. Bold move, Cotton. Buying on the daily chart, HYMC in the last 4 days has doubled. It's a double up in the last 4 days. And the double before that took, I'm just gonna eyeball it, I'm not gonna bother using I'd say like a month. So like a month to double up previously and then double up in the last 4 days. It's a bold move. Like personally, that's too high for me on a squeeze play, but good luck there, Danny's boy.
Exactly. So, yeah, if you believe in it, you believe in it. So thank you so much to everybody today. Chris says Merry Christmas. We got those memberships as well. I think you covered this. Yeah, thanks so much for that $20, man. We'll be celebrating tomorrow, as Neil mentioned. So join us tomorrow at 8 a.m., man. You get Sharif's watch list. You get our watch list. You get everything curated right there for you. I don't know if, so I did get out of AMD there just before it breaks VWAP. I mean, that was going to be my stop anyways, as I think we had mentioned that before. So I just get out at 50s, so it's basically right here, right now. And then Tesla, I don't know, we did get a dip down. I said, let's get greedy and see if we get something lower, but it doesn't look like that will be happening. So let's put a bid here at 89. Maybe we do get picked up on, there it is. So nice move right there as we get out of the rest there on Tesla, adding it to the board today. So just a couple of trades here early, man, was AMD. We traded that. We traded some, IBIT was great, like boom, boom, that was a flat, so that was okay. And then the futures today were great. I mean, thankfully we were able to get out of it. Like, I don't know how we have that, and then don't have any longs as the futures go all the way to 55. Like, wow, what a ripper there. And we wind up getting out. This is where the stop pays, man. Pay yourself and use stops. All right, and then Tesla, obviously. That's it for me to end the day. I want to check in on Robinhood quickly. We only have 2 minutes left. Robinhood 120, so kind of just hovering around, going to figure out what Robinhood wants to do. I still like the $100 level. We won't be getting to that anytime soon. And then SoFi still hovering around 27. And then JP Morgan, we actually didn't do a sector review too much today at all. What? I didn't realize JP Morgan was 326. They must have had a day yesterday. Yeah, they had a day yesterday that I didn't notice. That's why. 323, 326. Wow. Yeah, loving this name, man. We're long at 230 here on JP Morgan. So yeah, that's turned out to be a good trade. All the way to the upside there on JP. So yeah, the banks, I know we like that. Yeah, we like that sector heading into a cut year for the Fed.
Oh, but they've all been fantastic. Only 1 minute to go here. I know we always show JP Morgan, and the funny thing about it is I think multiple times I've kind of like thrown it, oh, well, Wells Fargo's having a good move as well. How about we actually show you some of these other ones? Because
yeah, Citigroup is good.
Citigroup's been fantastic. Wells Fargo has broken out multiple times in the last couple of weeks. And I had to throw this out because in fairness to Danny's boy, I don't think any of us looked at this monthly chart on Highcroft. So my guess is you're excited for if it squeezes past here. Sometimes you got to be in the mind of the hedge funds that short these things. And some of them are probably like, yeah, whatever. If this thing doesn't break 30, who cares? If this thing doesn't break 45, who cares? Because I didn't even realize it had this kind of a history. Let's be real. I don't own Highcroft, don't really trade it. There is something for a squeeze if it can finally get through. It makes some sense why a lot of people rung the register on the trade. There. We only got about 10 seconds left, everybody, so let's round it off for the second to last time before we have Christmas in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's a wrap.
No more physical bell. You know, it's hanging out like right behind the, just have it behind the.
Yeah, I think at some point we'll have that bell brought back. We've got to find a way, somewhere
I don't know where you put it.
Somewhere to put that.
Can't really put it in the middle anymore.
All right, Adara, how are you doing today? Did you trade anything today? We didn't even get the chance to ask you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little LFT, but it was like a better day than I've had in a while. Last half of December has not been a vibe. I will say, Eli Lilly was my friend today. So go, Lilly, go. I will give Lilly a nice shout out. And I did trade some other stuff. And yeah, always happy to be here. And lots of infographics on the way, guys.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Year-end infographics.
Yeah, go follow her at TTV Research.
As long as you're having some eggnog with us tomorrow, it's all good. That's all that matters.
I heard the woohoo, so I think that might be
she'll be imbibing with the
thumbs up. I mean, we better not put their eggnog with fried chicken, or that'll be Sharif will be a hard pass on that one. It doesn't actually sound that good, does it? Okay, man, it's a couple minutes after. I'm going to get the heck home right now. You have a safe. Well, you're taking the transit. I think it's okay. The weather was fine.
I might be plowed in at the lot, though.
No, I don't think so. Oh. I think y'all melted. Yeah, I don't think, I don't know what it is. Oh, the Leafs play right now at 4 o'clock. Ooh.
Now?
Yeah, I guess an early Christmas game there for the Maple Leafs against Pittsburgh Penguins.
Watching.
We're going to the game today, too, so we're going to get out of here. There's a female hockey game. The Toronto Scepters versus somebody. New York Sirens, or I don't know. Maybe it's Vancouver. I don't know. There's 2 new expansion teams in the PWC. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're back tomorrow, so that'll be good, man. Join us. Hopefully Joe's feeling better. If not, it'll be Obi, I guess, again with Sharif. But we're only live till 1, so 8 a.m. tomorrow till 1 p.m. It's a half day. Thank you so much. Thanks you, Ramin. Great job today. I know we had a lot of fun with you. Thank you to Fabian as well, and Dara, Sharif, Joe. Thank you to Brian for coming through. Apparently, we don't have him on as much.
I know, we don't have Brian and Michael Noss on ever.
We should get those guys back on for sure. So, all right. 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Peace.
We'll see you then.
A weird troll.
I know, it's funny.